Welcome to the Running with James podcast, where every High Rocks athlete, OCR competitor, and the everyday runner has a place. We're passionate about building a community that supports, building confidence that empowers, and building champions who rise. Together, we'll push limits and chase what moves us. Remember, when you change your mind, you change your life. Now here's your host, James Wyatt.
I was always thinking, but this actually happened.
Yeah.
It's like literally the same scenario, but it was real.
Yes. Well, that was the one, like, it was a few weeks back. I trained her on a Saturday, and she just looked done with the kids.
Yeah.
She was just done. Like,
Are all three kids hers?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I thought she only had two.
Yeah.
Because she has two.
Usually she doesn't. Most of the time, the oldest one doesn't come.
Okay, that's why.
How old is he? Like 9?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he looks
so he
a
does
little older.
baseball. Yeah, he's definitely older, and so they all came, and she looked done. So I was like, "Tell you what, here's the workout." Wrote it for her, and I was like, just had them like jump over the box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then she's like, "Can you do this?" I'm like, "Absolutely." Fair price.
For a fee.
Yeah, for the right price, I can do just about anything.
Bring the dog too. We charge them. Set them up an account.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. Kids are like, I love kids, and especially when you get them active. Actually, I was watching this dog trainer trying to get some tips for Luna, and he made this statement that really stood out to me. And he's like, "A tired dog is a well-behaved dog."
Yep.
And I was like, that applies to children as well.
100%.
I would
A
agree.
tired child is a well-behaved child. And that's why there are so many yahoos running around right now, because they got too much energy because they spend all their time doing a whole bunch of nothing.
On the computers, on the phones. Yeah.
That's why I always take Mabel to the park. Like, let's go to the park. You're gonna get this energy out because when we get back, I want you to nap. I don't want to talk to you.
It also applies to wives.
Okay, I'm not.
A tired wife is a well-behaved wife.
I'm not condoning
but
that.
You gotta
at
have the
all.
right kind of fatigue on her. If she's got like work fatigue, where she's overwhelmed at work,
Yeah, that's
tired from work, she's tired from doing laundry, that's not a well-behaved wife. That wife's going to give you problems.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
100%. That's a ticking time bomb.
That is a time bomb of
Yeah.
like
nitroglycerin.
gargantuan proportions.
That's like nitroglycerin. Handled carefully.
Yeah. But if you get her exercising and running and she's tired, that's a well-behaved wife. That's probably, she's going to be a joy to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why you're making that
Why?
face.
Wait, it's.
First of all, you're not a wife, so you don't have to worry about it. You're not,
Not a
being
wife.
well-behaved. There's nobody's ever going to say you're well-behaved.
And you know what? Great. That's fine.
It's a bad attitude. to
I
have.
Bad attitude.
I'm gonna. That's you know what? That's fine. I truly. It makes me kind of do a little tick every time I hear the well-behaved like wife. I'm like, oh, okay.
So you have the wrong attitude. So you're thinking of it as a negative, like the well-behaved wife means that she's subservient to the husband, blah, 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 blah. She's got to do this. And we're just mean like
Every time,
but the
guys.
importance of a marriage, a good marriage, is the ability to compromise and work together
Agreed.
and to basically, for the most part, submit to one another. So like I submit my will to my wife, she submits her will to me. And so we do this together. So sometimes I'm like, you know what? She's struggling. She's doing this, or she really wants to do this. So even though I may not want to do it, or I would prefer this, because I love her, I'm like, okay, forget that. We're doing this, or I'm going to do this, or let me do this to kind of help relieve her, right? And then
Sure.
vice versa, she does that for me. So
Well, yeah.
when I say a well-behaved wife, I just simply mean she's doing those things, right? She's
Sure.
preferring you, she's whatever. But inevitably, if she's gassed from work, if she's stressed out and like overwhelmed, like all of that is out the table, like off the table, out of the picture. Like she's going to respond in very
She's gonna be defensive and she's
unloving
gonna be,
ways, very disrespectful manner, and it's going to be a problem.
So I guess my
Short-tempered.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess my question is, I don't disagree with that when you break it down. Yes, I think it's a partnership and all that. But why, I guess, the term well-behaved to me, like why is that the choice of words? Because I feel like well-behaved means, it does sound very subservient, and it does sound very like it's
So when you say a
beneficial to
well-behaved,
one-sided
when you
individual.
say a
One
well-behaved
side.
child, are you saying that that's subservient? Is that what you think of when I say a well-behaved child?
I don't think I use well-behaved child.
No, I said it.
Oh, I guess I don't
'Cause
think
you
about
just
it
said
as much when it's a kid.
when you said, because I'm the one who said it, right?
Yeah.
So I said well-behaved wife. I'm obviously tongue in cheek. Hopefully that was obvious. But like even me saying it, when I say well-behaved wife, or let me rephrase it. When I said well-behaved child, you kind of laughed and was like, "Oh yeah." Blah, blah, blah. But when I say well-behaved wife, you're over here ticking. So what's the difference between well-behaved child and well-behaved, like one subservient and well-behaved child is not subservient? You don't think of it that way, or you do? It's just okay.
I guess I don't think about kids being. I guess I don't think about the kid also being subservient. I don't tend to use the word subservient in my vocabulary. Even with like kids, I don't think it's a word I tend to use. I mean, I guess a well-behaved kid, it didn't get quite the same reaction. And this could just be on me as a person, that I still very much think of kids like sponges and being very much like such a product of their environment. So if they are, I guess, when I hear someone say well-behaved, yes, my brain goes to like this kid. They listen. Maybe they like say they have manners. They have common decency and like respect. Like,
so why would you think that? Because that sounds very positive to me. Yeah.
That's what I would think when I think a kid, yeah.
So why would you automatically assume negative when I say well-behaved wife? And not think she's respectful, she's being kind, she's being nice? Because that's what I'm meaning when I say well-behaved.
Are you thinking, because most of the time that is the term when you're saying that, I know you said tongue-in-cheek, most of the time that's a well-behaved child. That's a well-behaved dog.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of more funny just saying that about the wife kind of deal.
Right.
She gets very...
I do. I get a little more ruffled. And yes, I do see where, now that we're talking about it, I can definitely see where it's a little bit of a double standard for sure on my end, to like be offended by one and not the other.
Sure.
And I guess because as a woman, as an adult, if someone says I'm well behaved, I immediately am like, you're not going to tell me what to do. Go F yourself. That's like my immediate response.
Yeah.
So, and I think that is because like there is like a chip so much on not every woman, but on some women's shoulders, like we don't want to necessarily be told how to live our lives and do. Maybe that's just me being a untamed wild creature.
But maybe, just maybe, it would benefit you for someone to tell you what to do and you listen to them. People tell me what to do all the time. Seriously.
Did you see that? Did you see my shoulders?
I did.
I heard the breath.
Yeah.
You like almost
I
sucked
think
the
they heard the breath
microphone
of the
up.
mic.
I think that's probably one of the largest problems we have today is people are unwilling to literally submit their will to someone else. The right person is important, right? But to have someone be able to trust that you can listen to someone and they give you advice or tell you what to do, and that you can get over yourself enough to listen to them. That's what a mentor is.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I'm kind of wrapping my head around a bunch of different things, but I don't disagree with you. I think if you really trust one, whether it's
That's okay.
whether it's a spouse, a mentor, maybe like a really good friend, a sibling, even like just someone who like is there to guide you, I think you do have to, be willing to be led a little bit. Like we always say, we got to be like, you got to be teachable.
Yep.
In this week's Adventures of Gabby's Niece, just leading up to this exact point, Gabby told her like she bought a car, and she got off. Yes, but she got off Facebook
Marketplace.
Yes, Marketplace. Okay. And Gabby's like, no, just save your money, save up a little bit more money, and just buy something reliable from the dealer. Didn't listen. Mm-hmm. She's
falling apart already.
It's a money pit.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Already falling apart.
Yes, and Gabby told her, and she was like, I should have listened to you, but it was just kind of like,
I got to do it my way.
Yep. And it's almost like once you tell her something, it's almost the exact opposite kind of deal.
She will have learned because I've done stuff like that before, not necessarily with a car, because that's like I can't afford to spend something on money on a money pit. But I think in that kind of situation, it's for y'all. It's very hard to see someone make what is a really bad decision. I think in some of those cases, someone has to sometimes make the really bad decision and be like, oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, but there's some of those decisions that you don't come back from.
That's very true.
Like they cause irreparable damage.
That's very true.
Or they lead you down a path where not that I think you can come back from anything, honestly, but not without some sort of trauma or some sort of like long lasting thing that you're going to have to work through. You know, there's always a repercussion. There's
But-
like you reap what you sow.
I mean, you'll recover from a teenage pregnancy,
yeah.
but it's tough.
It's going to take a long for 18
Yeah.
years. You're going to be mom, or actually
Yeah.
for life. You're going to be
Yeah,
a mom.
well, yeah, but that's
18
Or
years,
dad,
you're
right?
going to be.
That's a tough teenage.
Post-mom.
You
It's
know,
going to be a
being a parent.
life is going to be harder than it could have been.
Yeah, so like I said, it's going to definitely put a lot more challenges at an early age. Just by saying, you will come back from it, and you probably grow from it, or you should.
And it will be a blessing, I think, eventually, right?
Yes, but it'll be hard.
It's going to be hard.
Or parenting is hard.
It is. So, I don't know. I just think, do you think I'm too transparent sometimes? Do you think I share too much? Oh, my God. That was a yes or no answer. And this chick's taking a deep breath and deep contemplation.
How do I not offend him?
So no, it's not even about offending. I take questions like that very seriously because I don't believe in black and white in a lot of things. And I guess it depends on the context of how we're discussing. Sometimes I think you too readily, and this is just, and you're also asking someone who keeps a lot of things very
It's your
close.
opinion. We want to hear it.
Yeah,
don't
I
like
asked
getting
you
my
your
opinion.
opinion. I didn't want
Sometimes.
facts.
Sometimes I think you just speak a little too freely about how you're not how you're feeling. You should talk about how you feel, but maybe about your opinions on certain things or how you think certain things should be. And I think sometimes especially if it's maybe around people who don't know you as closely or intimately or have a history with you, it can be a lot to hear. But I think that can go for anybody if you put too much out up front without really getting to know the individual. But I'm also somebody who I don't talk about a lot of things because I hate confrontation and I'm always afraid my opinions are going to make people feel uncomfortable. That's my burden to bear.
I don't know. I think the reason I do that is just mainly because I think discussion is good, especially to a point of disagreement, because how do you learn? How do you truly learn? If you don't have discourse with people that think differently than you, how can you see things from a different perspective or a different point of view? And so in disagreement, you need to have the ability to listen and learn and not lose your freaking mind if someone disagrees with you. But in disagreement comes growth, because if he and I see things two different ways, okay, and we start talking about it.
Sure.
And let's say we get into an argument.
Sure.
Okay. Well, if we're friends, we know that it doesn't matter how heated the argument gets. At the end of it, what's going to happen?
Still be friends.
We'll still be friends. We just may not agree on.
I mean, hopefully some friendships end over that kind of stuff, but hopefully.
But that's because what ends up happening is that for some people, being winning the argument or whatever.
Do you want to be right or do you want to win?
Right. Well,
Have you not heard that? Do you want to be right or do you want to win? Sometimes winning, if you're trying to be right, you're not actually winning in the end. So if you're trying to be right,
I got you.
if both of you are in a conversation and you're both arguing and both of you are trying to be right, you might actually end up losing because you lose the friendship.
Gotcha. So, but if I can see that. So, but that's the thing is that's if the most important thing is winning the argument or being right, and I mean, ultimately to me, that's not the most important thing, so we may disagree on something, or we may both come to a new realization and we may both change our minds on a subject, and that might help us grow and be closer together, or be able to impact something on a greater way or learn something that we can do differently together. So it's in that ability to have discourse and discussions and talks that you challenge one another. And that's really, I mean, as people who work out and teach fitness to people, that's the basis of everything we do is try to challenge people, right?
I agree.
Try to challenge people out of their comfort zone, because the only way for you to get stronger or faster or better at anything you do is to get uncomfortable and then eventually become comfortable in that.
Sure. I think I see that as two different things. So going back to, I guess, your original question is, do I think you're too transparent, you share too much? And I said, I think it depends on the context of the situation. Here's an example. For me personally, or let's say, we'll just use the gym, because we are a gym space. People come here to work out, get rid of their daily stressors, feel better about themselves. If I come into a gym and I'm I just want to work out, I want to get rid of the stress, I just want to feel good walking out, and then there's a political conversation happening, well, that's not what I signed up for. I came in here to just be around a very positive environment and work out and sweat and leave feeling really good, not have a political conversation, and now I'm a little stressed about that. And not saying that you are hopefully not walking into an aggressive situation, but that's not what everybody wants when they walk into certain places. You kind of go in expecting one thing, and maybe you leave feeling a little disappointed it wasn't that. So I think that's one thing. And I think the other thing is, this is, again, more for me. I think a reason, I know for me, and so maybe people will relate to this, maybe they won't. I know the reason I keep a lot of my opinions to myself. I'm immediately apologizing for having an opinion. That's a problem. I'm working on it.
White guilt.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just guilt, period. It's just guilt for existing.
Say it. Say white guilt.
It's just,
Say it.
it's literal just
Say it.
guilt
Say
for
it.
everything.
Say it.
I'm not saying it because that's not all it is.
Say it.
But I am not comfortable having like tough conversations on certain topics with most people because I honestly, and this is me being very transparent, and I hope that nobody in the room takes this like personally. I do not feel like I'm in a safe space with most conversations. And by safe space, I don't mean I think I'm going to get physically accosted by anybody. I'm always worried that like I'm the odd man out on opinions or on how I feel about things. So it's like me versus a room of people, which is a lot emotionally and mentally. And if I have differing opinions, it's a little easier, especially if it's a herd mentality, to kind of pick on maybe the one person who's a little different. And I don't necessarily want to be the center of jokes later for like, oh, well, this person you can't say that on this person because they're going to get too sensitive. So it doesn't make me feel necessarily like I'm in a safe place to have a real discussion because I feel like I'm going to immediately like be the outnumbered outcast. That's a personal thing. Maybe someone out there will relate to that. So that's why I don't like to share things. And that's not necessarily speaking to this environment. That has happened to me in other environments in the past and like family, other friend groups, all over. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. And that's why we tend to want to keep things bottled up or close by. And unfortunately, until it becomes a festering issue and we become angry. And then we're just yelling.
So what would be a safe space?
I guess where I feel like I can be honest and I'm not going to get made fun of for having a different opinion, or it's not going to come back to bite me later as being the butt of a joke.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Looking to take your running to the next level? Whether you're just getting started or chasing the next PR, my dad, Coach James, and BC Fitness have you covered. Join our in-person or online run coaching. Plug into our free weekly run club and train alongside a community that's built different. From High Rocks and OCR to daily group fitness classes at our Houston gym. This is where athletes are made. Come run with us, train with us, grow with us. Visit mybcfit.com and start building your best.
So that's the only thing you're worried about is getting made fun of or being the butt of a joke? Because a minute ago you said like you didn't want to be ganged up on.
And ganged up, well, yeah. And people aren't going to like, I don't feel like I'm going to get put down for having an opinion. Or I've had someone say this to me, well, you just don't know any better. I've had someone literally say, well, you're a woman, you don't know any better. And I almost punched that person in the face. That was somebody's friend, a guy I dated for a short period of time. That was his friend said that to me.
I don't necessarily think that was the right thing to say. I mean, but there are subjects that as a woman, you probably don't know any better. Like if it's something that has to do with like being a man or something that you've never experienced as a woman, it'd be like
yes,
you talking about having period or like menstrual cramps.
I would never know what it feels like to get kicked in the balls. We've had this conversation.
Sorry,
I won't know.
There are situations where like as a woman you couldn't understand, but I doubt from
that wasn't the conversation.
Yeah, I doubt that's what it was.
That was not the conversation. I can assure you that wasn't the conversation. I've had someone say, oh, well, you vote this way. Oh, you just don't know any better. I'm like, oh, that doesn't make me feel good. That doesn't make me feel like you actually care about what I have to say or like my opinions or maybe where I'm coming from. So those are kind of things. Those are just a couple examples of what I personally consider a safe space. So I don't like to share my opinions with most people. There's less than 5 people that I will openly talk with about like deeper stuff.
Are they people that agree with you?
No, not always. No, they're not actually. A couple, like I think one of them in particular, we have pretty opposing opinions. One of them she is a little more like in agreement with me on some things, but she's also a very level-headed person, and she has a very good way of, and why we're so close is she has a very good way of kind of speaking to both sides to try to like say, okay, well, I understand why you feel this way, but maybe we should also look at considering like why people feel this way. And that's something I do really appreciate, is somebody who keeps me grounded like that. Because I got a lot of fifis, and they get in the way sometimes.
No, it's like I said, it's your opinion to share.
Yeah.
That's just.
And now I want to go crawl in a hole. That's still that's a lot to say out loud.
And James is gonna fire you now.
I know. Gosh, guys, this is why I don't like to talk on here.
It's a safe space.
It's a safe space.
Yes, it's
a safe space.
It's
guys.
your opinion. It is
Oh,
your
it's
opinion.
scary.
That's what opinions are. How you feel about a certain thing.
Yeah.
I'll give you an opinion about a movie all day. You want an opinion on like music, movies, on a book? Sure, I
Avril
got
Lavigne
you.
CD, no.
I mean, I think opinions.
Tourism culture,
Everybody
got
should
you.
have one, and everybody has one, obviously.
Because they're like booty holes.
But I think it's when people start thinking opinions are facts.
Yes.
That's what it starts.
Exactly.
That's what's going around now. People are thinking opinions are facts.
Yeah. And if you have an opinion, that's fine, but be open to changing the opinion. That's what I think that I struggle with a lot is, and that's why I think being able to speak about something and understanding that if someone disagrees with you, that's not necessary. That's not an attack, right? It's not like a personal attack on you or who you are as a person. But I think a lot of people that are in that same kind of maybe headspace as you, like they just stay quiet because it's just better not to have the confrontation, is because like they're not open to changing their views or or the way they think about something. And I think another big part of it is because they may not be fully educated on particular things, and so they don't want to say, okay, well, here's my opinion, and then when they're challenged, which would be, I guess that's, I don't want to use the word challenge because that's not, wouldn't be the goal, but that's how they're probably going to feel, is challenged. They're not going to be able to, with a maybe educated point of view, be able to respond effectively. And so a lot of what they believe is emotional and feeling, and probably, I mean, just look at social media, online stuff or whatever, YouTube or what have you, probably not even YouTube, probably more like The Daily Show. Like a lot of what they get their information from is not necessarily probably the most accurate information. It could be skewed. It could be, whatever. And so, there's not a lot of research. I don't think a lot of people do anymore. It's like, it's like you'll see, like if you open up like Google or something right now,
Sure.
news articles will post up, right? And 90% of people will just see a picture and they'll see the headline.
And that's what they go
and
off
the
of.
headline's very misleading. It's clickbait. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's
right?
supposed to be.
And so then that turns into, alien lands and, kidnaps, Princess Diana or something like that. And then everybody's like, did you hear about Princess Diana? She's been having an affair with an alien, and it just kind of keeps going and going.
That's on there.
It's like, dude, what?
That'd be,
where's the
that'd be great clickbait.
Right, so I think that's one of the biggest challenges I have with folks, is that I find that when you're trying to have those conversations with people, usually that's what they struggle with, and that's where the feeling of like not having a safe space. I mean, that's why I'm trying to figure out what you feel to be a safe space. If you're worried about getting made fun of, I mean, I'm not gonna make fun of you. I mean, I may disagree with you and challenge you and like keep like trying to dive deeper, but I'm not gonna like be like, oh my God, you're such an idiot.
Well, and again, this is not like necessarily just here. Like this is past experience. My thing was regarding like, past experiences,
Sure.
kind of speaking in a more general sense. Things that have happened, but in different points in my life in different places.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think being open-minded definitely matters. And that's something I've had to also practice. I've definitely had to like be reminded to be keep an open, thought process, and like really I think I do try very hard to always consider both sides. And I think that is also a small part as to why I don't often say much, because if I don't feel like I have enough information on something, I don't want to be the loud voice that's giving wrong information about saying or using clickbait as my resource.
Yeah.
So I do sometimes. There are definitely certain things that I'm not going to speak to because I'm like, I don't have enough information about this to like really stand on a platform and yell at you.
See, I think
Certain things I will.
I think that's a lot of what's going on too. Is people are staying on platforms and yelling about stuff that
They don't know anything about.
they don't know anything about.
But I think if you don't have the information, why not just ask questions? Why not you be the investigator and see
Well,
if they
so
can
I
find
usually
out?
I usually do some digging too.
No. I don't mean like on like. Don't try to like. I'm not talking about like on the line, but I mean like once you start talking to someone. Okay, well,
I guess
why
it
is
depends on the
that?
topic. It depends on the topic. If it's a topic that maybe affects a specific, I guess it depends. It just depends on the topic or the situation. If it's something that maybe I feel like the person can give me some like from my point of view like this, and I will ask questions. But maybe if it's something that like I'm having a conversation with I'm trying to think of like a situation. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Let's say I'm talking about, I guess, I'm trying to think of a hot topic.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. So, like, there's a lot of hot topics. Well, okay, here, I'm also trying to pick one that's a little more, like, palatable. We'll say teaching, education, and all that, because that's always a big one. I have a lot of friends that are teachers. I know a ton of people. And if I'm having a conversation about how things work in schools, well, I could sit over here and talk to my friend who is let's say the stay-at-home mom who doesn't really know anything about like dealing with mass amounts of kids and all that. I'll get her opinion as a parent, but as far as like what's happening in the schools, I'm probably going to get more information and more insight from the people who work in the schools. So I usually will ask my friends who work in schools, what are y'all's opinions on this? And I have, like I said, a lot of friends in schools all over. I get a lot of information. It's kind of trying to like find the connecting things and then filter out, or not filter out, but filter the opinions that don't match up and kind of work in those somewhere.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to reclaim your health, improve your mindset, and connect with purpose? I'm Stacey Garcia, mom, integrative health coach, Reiki master practitioner, cancer survivor, and your host of the Never Miss a Monday podcast. Every Monday, we dive into honest conversations with real moms, therapists, nutritionists, family, and friends. No matter what you're facing in life, Never Missing a Monday can help you get through your Monday and your week. New episodes every Monday. Subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, I'm moving, shaking. I picture with a pen diagram at home.
No,
You
I'm
like
just, it's the red string. If you saw the red string,
That's what I'm
there is
picturing.
no pattern. It's just
That's
everywhere.
what I'm picturing at home.
Yeah. So I think I do try to do a little digging on topics, and I do try to ask questions. But again, it just sometimes I'm so stressed as is. I don't want to be further stressed. It does get stressful, unfortunately.
Well, the reason I asked that question is mainly because just kind of like the last week has just been nuts. I mean, the last few years have
I was
been
going to say week.
insane. But like today, like freaking Doha, Qatar, Ukraine, China, Korea, like literally we are on the Venezuela. Like
Yeah.
it feels like we're on the brink of World War III,
Yeah.
you know? And like nobody wants to work together, or one person like Russia's like, "Oh yeah, we want peace. We want to work this out." And then they bomb an apartment building, or they send drones to bomb like 300 people in an apartment building that has nothing to do with a strategic military.
It's
You're saying one
you know
thing.
they say like history repeats itself.
Yes.
You know, World War I.
very
It was
similar to
started
that.
by just one assassination. Just
Yeah.
put the whole world at war. It's kind of like it's just are we just missing that one domino?
Well, I mean, they just flew us several drones into Poland that they're not saying was an accident. Like Russia's not like coming out saying, "Oh, our bad. We didn't mean to do that."
Okay.
So like they had to like shoot these freaking drones down, and they've had drones that have flown in and flown back, but like these went into Poland,
Yeah.
and they're not like sorry. And
Oops.
there was like, I think it wasn't Poland, but like Azerbaijan or something like that.
Azerbaijan.
They shot down like one of their passenger airplanes or whatever. And they're saying they didn't do it on purpose, but they're not apologizing. They're not, they're just like, man, crap happens.
Yeah,
So I'm just like, it's just this like attitude like of,
it's kind of like poking to see how far they can
yes,
get away with.
that's exactly what Hitler did.
Kind of seeing
that is exactly what Hitler
how
did.
far they can kind of.
He's like, can we invade Poland? Oh, they let us have Poland? Sweet. And they're like, hey, you can have Poland, but that's it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe we might roll a little bit further and just see what happens.
I would say it's like he's the kid in the backseat saying, I'm not touching you.
Yeah.
Like with his finger like right
And it
there.
just
I'm not
keeps
touching
going.
you.
Yeah.
But like with all this stuff going on, the lady on the train that got stabbed, like that is just, I mean, you can't just like sitting on a train, minding your own business. And this is what I think about with you when you do all your little adventures and you're so like oftentimes when I'm watching you, I see how unaware you are of what's going on. So that's one of my fears is like you're going to be on a train and some dude's just going to be behind you and he's just going to walk up and just like,
yeah.
and it's going to be, and nobody's going to help you. Nothing's going to happen. We're going to be checking on you. And it's either going to be that or like one day we're going to like be watching a movie and like there's going to be, kind of like, what was the scene in Taken where they were on the yacht?
Yeah.
And they had the glass, like,
Yeah.
Oh,
they
the
had
girls? Were the
girls in there
girls?
and they were bidding on them. Like one day I'm going to be in a yacht and I'm going to be bidding.
Why are you bidding
On
in
glasses.
One day I'm going to be
That's
playing
Lauren.
a bid on a woman. I
That's
know
Lauren.
her.
I'm going more with eating. She's gonna.
I would also
eaten
like
by
to
her
think
cats.
I'm gonna. No,
I do think that's a very high pop.
I would like
probability.
to think that I would hope.
How about B1 and B2 eaten by cats?
I would say I hope it's not my own cats. You know what? If
Whose
life,
cats would it be?
if life goes out that I'm hiking and I feed a family of mountain lions, you know what? I had a good run, guys.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what you're gonna be thinking when it's ripping your insides out.
Maybe not. Well, hopefully it's quick.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm feeding a family.
Hopefully quick.
I don't think so.
Hopefully very quick.
It's gonna be more like, what would I do? What my bad
or,
choices?
Or I get carried away by a herd of raccoons. They make me their queen. Good things can happen too.
Highly, they're not like pack animals in that manner that they like create hierarchy. You're thinking more like ants and bees.
I did call her. She did like the handle running raccoon.
I love the handle running raccoon.
Yeah.
I actually think I should rebrand myself.
Yeah, there's a dude. What's his name? Dylan Scott. He's the hybrid raccoon.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
can call you the rabid raccoon. That's probably more.
Not rabbit, like
It
feral.
could be RRR.
Yeah.
Rabid running raccoon.
There we go. That's
Right?
That's gold.
Yeah, that's really good.
That also makes me sound like the Temu version of hybrid raccoon.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
I'm the Temu.
But I just present that question just because like people ask me things all the time, and they'll tell me things kind of like kind of tongue in cheek and stuff like that. And sometimes they're about like people that I'm in relationship with. Mm-hmm. And like I'm not like really a secrets kind of guy. Like I feel like unless you like tell me something in confidence.
Yeah.
Right? And I know, okay, this is an inconfidence thing, then obviously I'm not sharing that. But like if we have a conversation, more than likely I'm sharing it with somebody because that's who I am, right? I'm very transparent. I believe there's like secrets don't make friends type situation, and I think you can learn from like the interactions you have with other people. And but like a lot of this stuff is just simply like racism and the Charlie Kirk thing. All that, it's just people are upset and they don't understand, or it appears to me they don't know how to communicate effectively what they're feeling and what their struggles are, and they don't know how to handle their emotions in such a way that the only thing they know to do is either hurt themselves or hurt other people. And that's what I feel like is very frustrating, because that is basically over the last probably 20 or 30 years, that is what our culture has bred out of us, is the ability to communicate and talk and have relationship with one another. And even when we disagree, still be able to work through that because of social media, because of we've become the most connected, separated like group of people ever, right? Nobody's been more connected and more informed, and at the same time so divided and so disconnected. And it's over dumb things like the color of our skin. What does that have to do with anything? Like I get a better suntan than you.
Yeah.
And that's a reason for us to separate ourselves, And so it's it can be very frustrating. And so when you're trying to communicate with people and you're trying to effectively create change and serve and help people, and I mean, because there's a lot of people that come to the gym that I can guarantee do not think the way I think. There's a lot of them, and I like talking to those people.
You do. You
I
do.
like to see how they think. I'm not going to argue with them, right? I'm not going to like get into like, but I'll ask them questions. That's what I like to do. I don't like to argue and like, I just like to ask questions.
I've seen you have some conversations with people who definitely have different views than you on certain things. I can think of a couple off the top of my head that, you know, have happened relatively recently, like during sessions, y'all just like have a conversation and kind of like just go back and forth. But it is very chill.
Yeah.
It's very chill. It's not like an aggressive conversation.
No. Because I believe, like, if it's who I'm thinking you're thinking about, like Heather or what have you.
That's exactly who it was.
You know, so, you know, she has enough intelligence, I think, to be able to talk and not necessarily take it. And I think that's the problem, is people take it personal. When you don't agree with the way I think, it's literally a personal attack on who I am.
Yeah.
So what I think or my opinion,
I think that sometimes comes from your own insecurity, though.
probably, yeah.
That's something I'm like thinking, like self-reflecting on as I say it. I think if people do take it as an attack on them, like you don't agree with me, so like you're coming after me. I think that's very telling that like maybe you're not very secure in your own opinions, or you don't feel very secure like in your place. And I don't mean like your place, you're like, you know, your place, but like where you are, like where you fall in maybe the community you're in, the group or the environment.
Sure.
And that can I think for a lot of people feel very scary, because I think as people, it's very scary to like feel, it's very I'm trying to think of the word. Like, I guess, like you're standing in solidarity. I don't know. That's not the word, but like, excluded.
Oh, okay.
Excluded. Sorry, it took me a long time to get there. Excluded. I think it's very scary to feel excluded from a community you are trying to be a part of. And so I think that's also what kind of gets into the insecurity of it.
Well, you know, as I was growing up, this is one of the things that stood out to me more than anything. At least this is the way I felt. Maybe the community I was a part of, or the culture, or like maybe it was just the pocket of where I grew up was different than everywhere else in America. Mm-hmm. But like as I was growing up, I felt like the message was always like, let's find the things that we have in common that we can bridge the gap to overcome the things that we don't have in common. And so we were going away from the whole like segregation thing, the whole like, I mean, I feel like even the songs like, it don't matter to me, baby. It don't matter if you're black or white. Do the ladies run this? You know, I feel like all the songs and everything was all just like,
we're all in the same gang.
We're
remember?
all together in this. Like, yeah, we do things a little bit different. We may look a little bit different. We come from different, but hey, we're all in this together. Let's go and let's be amazing together. That's what I felt like when I was growing up. That's what I felt like. And like, I don't like in the last 20 years or so, I feel like it's done the exact opposite. It's like, what can we do to divide and confuse one another? And like, I think this is part of the whole like inability to have a conversation. Like there was, you know, we oftentimes at church and stuff, we'll do, you know, we'll have classes and we'll have like different things on how to like share your testimony, how to like be a good witness and share like the gospel with people. And the number one reason why people do not like talk to people about God, the number one is because they don't want to be rejected. That's the number one reason.
I believe
because they don't want people to like think they're weird or think they're pushy or whatever. The second is because they're scared people are going to ask them questions they don't know answers to.
I can believe that too.
Okay. And so for me, as we talk through this stuff, at one point in my life, I was like that. And I mean, I'm still like, I don't want to be rejected. I want people to like me. I want people to want me around or what have you. But for the one about knowledge and information, that's a pretty easy fix. You like read your Bible, you go to church, you talk to other people, you do research. Like you should, if it's something that you're basing your life off of, you should probably know as much about it as possible, especially if it's like the answer to one of the greatest questions in existence. Like,
why are we here?
Why am I here? And what happens after this? Like, I mean, to me, I don't think there's any other, like, those are the two questions you got to figure out. And like, I think a lot of people just avoid those two questions, and they just, like, out of fear, or I don't know, whatever. It's just like out of sight, out of mind type thing, right? If I don't address it, it doesn't exist or whatever. But like, death is coming for us all. Like, the only thing that's definite is that we are going to die for sure. We don't know when. So like, at some point, I would think you'd want to come to terms with that. No matter what it is that term means for you, like, come to terms with that. And so that just comes from, I think, from knowledge and study and, you know, being inquisitive and asking questions. And then the whole rejection thing, to me, now, maybe not at one point in time, but to me now, like, what am I afraid of being rejected from? Because they're not really rejecting me. And that's what we talk about all the time, is that, and the Bible even actually says this, like, if I present, like, what I believe to someone else, they're not rejecting me. They're rejecting what it is that I'm presenting them. They're literally rejecting God. They're rejecting him. So I take it personal, but they're not rejecting me. They're telling me that what it is that I'm saying either isn't true, or they don't want to have anything to do with it for whatever reason. So once I come to terms with that, well, then I realize, you know what? I can share my story. I can share what I believe God has done and who he is and how he can transform people's lives. And if you decide, like, that's not for you, that's okay. Doesn't mean I'm going to reject you. Okay? Doesn't mean I'm not going to be friends with you. It doesn't mean I'm not going to care about you anymore. I'm going to keep praying for you, and it doesn't mean I'm going to give up. It means I'm going to keep trying, because, like, and maybe it's just because of, like, what my understanding of this life is, and, like, the Bible, my knowledge of the Bible, and what I've been taught pretty much my entire life. But, like, the way this world is going right now, all of this stuff is literally in the Bible. Like, all of it. Like, there are things that are happening right now that I never thought in my lifetime. Like, when I was younger, they would talk about, like, these things are going to happen, and then, like, God's going to come back and it's going to be over. And I was like, okay, whatever. Y'all been saying that for, like, forever.
Eons.
Yeah. They said 1988 Jesus was coming. I think there was a book called 88 Reasons Jesus is Coming Back in 1988. And then
I was born.
And then in 1988, at the end of it, when he didn't come, there was another book by the same guy that was 1988 Reasons Why Jesus Didn't Come Back in 1988.
Were you serious?
I'm serious. I am serious. Yes.
Hilarious.
That's a way to spin that.
And then I'm pretty sure, like, around 2000, like 1999, I want to say there was somebody else who came out with it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, the Bible actually says no man knows the hour, right, when he'll come back. But, like, you will know, like, it's close with these signs. And so the Bible talks about there's going to be wars and rumors of wars. There's going to be, like, earthquakes and, like, storms and all these things. And that's happened throughout history, right? But never on the scale that we have today. In the last 6 months, as far as, like, all the stuff that's gone on, the geopolitical stuff or whatever, the biggest thing is the Bible talks about, like, how there will be another temple. So, like, in Israel, where the Israel used to have their temple where they would worship and do sacrifices and all that other stuff. Right now, where they believe that place is the dome. That's the Dome of the Rock. It's the Muslim, like, holiest of holy places.
Yeah.
Okay, which is why Jerusalem is such a contended hotspot, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Bible talks about how they're going to build another temple, and they're going to begin sacrifices again, and then there's going to be, like, some leader that's going to come and bring peace to the Middle East, and when that happens, like, it's about to go down. Well, like, those types of things, you know, and there's other things in there too. Like, some of it will probably just be minutia to most people. But all of these things, literally, they have, in the last 2 years, they've genetically engineered this red heifer. And so the red heifer is this pure form of cow that they used to do, like ritualistic sacrifices in the temple that has been, like, gone. It was, like, extinct. They brought it back. And they've tested it, and they have basically, I'm not sure what the term would be. Like, here would be, like, legislation, I guess, right? So they've set up legislation where now they are aligned and gone through all the protocols necessary to have approval to begin animal sacrifices again.
This is in Israel?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. they've already began making plans to build another temple in Israel. They've apparently, and I guess it just depends on how much you believe YouTube, but they have found a site that they believe was the actual site of the old temple. So they believe that where the Dome of the Rock is not actually the original temple site, but it was like part of this old Roman like camp that was next to the temple. And so they found like the Gihon Springs and these other things where that's where they're planning to build another temple. So they've already created plans. They've gone through all the structure, all the stuff, right? They have the red heifer. And then in the last 2 months, I don't know if this is true or not, whatever, and I don't even know if you even know what this is, but they claim that they know where the Ark of the Covenant is, which was the Ark was like the thing that box that Moses created that they put the 10 Commandments in and Aaron's staff.
I just know it from
Raiders of
Lost
the Lost Ark.
Ark.
Yeah,
I'm not looking. My eyes are closed.
Don't look in the box.
Nope,
don't touch the box.
That when his face melted, right?
Yep.
Yes, that probably wouldn't happen, but yeah. So
I don't know. It's a documentary.
but it's probably one of the most like documentary. It would be, if it came out to like light, it would be the greatest archaeological find of all time. But there's been claims that they know where it is. They found it. It's in Israel, and when the temple is built, they'll put it back into the temple again. So all of these things are like literally on the cusp.
But you know what I mean? But that's going to signal. No, are they wanting to signal the return of Jesus?
See, they don't believe that Jesus.
Oh, that's true.
Right? So the children, they still waiting for Jesus to come, right? Or not Jesus, but the Messiah. They're waiting for a Savior.
So they feel by them doing that the Savior will come? Okay.
Yes. So that's the whole point.
Okay. And
so like you see that stuff. Nobody, if you don't read the Bible, if you're not a believer, none of that means anything. All people are saying is the world's is like losing its freaking mind, and all this. But there's all these other aspects that I, like me personally, and other people like me, that we see that. So in other words, it means things mean more, right? So like the Charlie Kirk thing yesterday or what have you. Like to me, like people get killed, people get shot, and it's always sad. It's always so sad when that kind of stuff happens. But then like at the scale and rate and like the reasons why these things are happening, like they mean so much more now because of the time that we live in. And so now it's like being kind to people and loving folks and preferring people and being able to forgive and let things go to people now, those are not characteristics of a good person anymore.
Yeah.
Like the idea of what it is to truly be a good person, the morality and the character has completely changed so much over the landscape of our country, over this world, that now someone can be shot in public because they argue with you about your belief system.
Okay, I have a point, and I've kind of thinking about this since the Charlie Kirk, and I've definitely had empathy for the whole situation. I've seen some of the stuff online. I find it kind of vile,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I'm going to say, me personally, I mean, maybe it goes to my morality, is when that insurance guy got killed. I didn't really have any empathy for it, and that's kind of, I feel I don't know what made me kind of make that connection, and it was with that Luigi guy shot him. I really didn't. And kind of thinking about that, I kind of thought like, wow, that was my mindset. And kind of seeing this, it's kind of, that guy was a family guy, kind of do it. Yeah. And I did, and I was like, wow, that's just kind of made me think a little bit about kind of on the situation kind of deal. Yeah, I didn't agree with insurance, his tactics, but did he deserve to die? Kind of. Not, so, and I was all for. I mean, I didn't go online and he deserved it or anything like that. But
yeah,
I didn't have any. I was. Oh, that's it's kind of awful what he did for the
You're apathetic.
Yes,
apathetic. Yeah,
Lacking
I was, and I don't know what made me think about that connection, but I was just like,
probably because of all the things you've seen, the comments, and the way people are responding to this that didn't agree.
Yes.
With him, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, is that an indictment on your character, or should it be more so like a wake-up call that, you know what, maybe, because I would agree with you on that same thing. You know, like there's been things that have happened to people, and I've been like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, they were a criminal or they did way worse to other people. And ultimately, like we are all, I believe, that we are all like eternal beings. And that basically means that when this life is over for us, something's going to happen afterwards. And if that's the case, and I believe what it is that I believe, there is no, and I believe that there's a heaven, I believe there's a hell. I wouldn't want, what my understanding of hell is, I wouldn't want anybody to go through that. And if there's an opportunity for like redemption, if there's an opportunity for like salvation for anyone, then if I'm who I say I am and I really do love people and care about people, like I don't care who you are, I should want that for you. And if you can be the type of person that, because I don't know, you've heard people don't change. You've heard that before, right?
People never change.
People don't change.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks. All those same things.
And if I really believed that, then I would have given up a long time ago, because I believe I've changed and I believe I'm still changing. And if I look back at the person I was 20 years ago or even longer, like I don't recognize myself. Mm-hmm. And so I believe, and because I've seen it, I have seen people change. And so if someone can change and they can do good, and they can, you know, their life can be turned around and they can be a blessing instead of a curse to other people. Well, like with all that I've done in my life, with all the wrong that I've done, who am I to say that that's not a good thing? And so, yes, there are horrible things that happen. Yes, there's horrible things that people do. But like we've all made mistakes. The Bible says we've all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So that means no matter who we are, every one of us have messed up. And for us to be on a high horse and act like everybody else is worse than us, and we have like some ability to like sit in judgment on everyone, I think that's unfair. And it's not the way, like, it's not what Jesus would call of us to do. And so like the gentleman, the insurance guy, right? How many people did he screw over? His company screw over? How many people did they take advantage of? Right?
Yeah.
And in that, could he have turned around and made better choices if somebody had gotten through to him? If he had, you know what I'm saying? Like how effectual could he have been in the position he had someone been able to convert him to a better decision making? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? You look like you want to say something.
I'm thinking about it, because I was thinking about it and also with another, political assassination that people don't, I don't know if people like forgot it happened, or a lot of people don't know what happened, but kind of going to that insurance guy, Charlie Kirk, Melissa Hortman. I think that's her name, Melissa Hortman. She was the Minnesota representative that was killed in her home.
Yep.
Her and her husband were killed in their home
because of their connection with that thing, right? It was part of the same thing, wasn't it?
And she of Charlie Kirk?
No, with the insurance thing.
I don't remember.
Like that? I want to say she was connected with something else.
I don't remember.
What was her name?
Melissa Hortman. I don't remember if there was ever found a connection, but her and her husband were both killed in their home. And I kind of sometimes wonder, as far as like your lack of your apathy for one person versus the other, maybe Charlie Kirk's was all very immediately publicized. It was a public, like he died in a very public setting. And it was immediately posted online. So whether you wanted to see it or not, like I opened Instagram and it was like one of the first things that popped up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that's what I just watched." It was like I was there.
No,
you don't think that's it?
No, I think if I saw the guy get popped by Luigi,
still same thing.
Probably the same thing.
What?
No, I wouldn't.
If it was like because
I'd
it's
still
public
be apathetic.
versus the others were
saying
home.
That I was maybe feeling more empathetic towards Charlie Kirk because I saw it online.
Because it was
kind of deal.
more of a public.
But I
thing.
mean, they pretty much almost showed it.
No, they showed it.
See, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to my wife about something, and
no, I'm talking.
We're talking about the insurance guy.
Oh no, I didn't see that one.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. They
Okay.
show him kind of walking up. I never saw any video of that kind of deal.
I'm sure there was, but they probably like by the time we saw it. And
Yeah.
I never saw a video
because he wasn't necessarily maybe as public a figure.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
Maybe.
So, but, so this says that she was, that someone went into her home after they stopped her car following a domestic incident at her home where she allegedly assaulted her fiance with a shotgun. Authorities said that Horton pulled a shotgun on the deputies during the traffic stop, leading them to fire their weapons.
No, she was shot in her home.
I'm just saying what Melissa Horton was shot and killed by Shelby County deputies in Barton County, Tennessee.
No.
Lawmaker Melissa, maybe it's just a different Melissa Horton.
I would say that doesn't sound like the same thing. The thing when I was reading up on it, it was her and her husband were pulling
Musk
home.
Gilman, disguised as a police officer,
That
shot
one.
and killed a Minnesota state representative. Her husband wounded. Hours after shooting, the suspect gunman, Vance Bolted, remained in the run. It says a politically motivated assassination. It was a
When was
former
this?
public servant.
In June.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Pretty recent.
Yeah. No.
But I feel like there was something specifically like she was connected with.
I haven't seen it, but maybe I'm not
to
saying
United
it's true.
Healthcare or whatever it was.
I think that's what I thought it was, is that it was something connected specifically with that. So, but like it's this kind of stuff that's what I'm saying is like I know that, you know, I can be hard to deal with sometimes because I am very opinionated, right? I am very, and it's not that I don't think I'm opinionated. I believe that I am secure in what it is that I do believe. Mm-hmm. And so like what I say, it's not because like, oh, this is my opinion. It's what like I firmly hold to as like my belief.
Sure.
And yes, obviously I have certain opinions about things, but when I say I have an opinion, it's something that you could talk me out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you give me a good argument, I think we were talking about something, either me and him or me and you, we were talking about something. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, I never thought about it like that. And I think Jessica, actually, we were talking about something and I was like, I was kind of being kind of funny and flippant about it. And she presented it like from a different perspective, like a different person's perspective. And I was like, oh, you're right. No, that's right. And so it made me think in a different way.
If I've ever like changed your opinion on something, that would be like really big news for me.
Well, you've never changed my opinion on anything.
There we
go. You have affected how I've thought about things and how I might handle them differently.
Okay.
Right? So in other words, like I may not say or do certain things because of something you've said or done.
Okay.
Or I may say it in a different way.
Okay.
It's what I tell my wife all the time. It's not what you say.
It's how you say it.
Sometimes it's just how you say it, you know?
This is true.
So, but like all of this, this week I feel like more so than ever, like I'm more convinced that people need Jesus, first of all. And that people are like, they're aimless and they're confused and they're lost and they're hurting. I watched a guy last night he was a commissioner of like even the police or something in Utah. And you could tell, like he didn't have a personal relationship with this gentleman, but you could tell how like emotional he was. Mm-hmm. And it's, and I could be wrong, but it's his community. It's a campus in his city. It's people that he knows. He's a father, you know, and he was emotional and it was hard. He looked like he was on the edge of crying. His eyes were watery and red and you could tell he was cracking his voice and stuff. And I really don't believe it was because like he loved Charlie Kirk so much, but it's because this is not his community. This is not like he can relate. And he's like, what would happen if that could have been me.
Yeah.
Like that could have been, you know, the young lady on the train. That could have been my daughter.
Yeah.
Like what kind of world do I want to live in?
It almost seems like a watershed moment kind of deal.
Yes.
Like something like what is going to happen next?
Yes.
Kind of deal. That's what's kind of, I think, very scary out there right now.
And so my wife actually, she said those words yesterday. She's like, I don't want to go to a concert. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Like, it's just so scary out there. And I was like, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of COVID.
Yeah.
In COVID, in the very first few days, they didn't know what was going on. They're like, stay in your homes, hide your wife, hide your kids, make sure you got on a mask. Don't kill anybody just by talking to them, right?
Remember on the news, they were doing things, how to vacuum seal your house.
Yes. Like,
I don't remember the vacuum sealing.
Yeah, they were
Yeah, I
like tips
remember it.
they gave you tips to how to put like things of your vents and stuff. And it was
I remember like my wife's like, we need to go to the grocery store, and maybe the grocery store was open, right? And so I go, and I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. They're not going to shut down the city. They're not going to shut down the country. None of this is all just like, no, it's not going to happen. And I walked into HEB, and there was a lady probably in her 20s, 22, 23, and she had a full hazmat suit on.
I remember those days.
Full on hazmat suit, gloves, duct tape with the gloves,
I've seen
and
her.
she's walking around like really relaxed, picking up freaking fruit. And I'm looking at this chick, and I'm thinking, well, if everybody's got COVID and they're in here shopping and they're touching these boxes, well, when I take my stuff home, I'm taking that into my house. I'm going to kill my entire family. And then I got home, and before I came into the house in the garage, my wife said, take your clothes off and go to the shower.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I did it. I was just like, I acquiesced.
Yeah.
And I got in the shower. And as I was in the shower, I was like, what are we doing? This is ridiculous. Like, we can choose to live in fear. We can choose to like let fear like conquer our lives and be the driving force for our decisions. Or we can understand that I have an advocate, and that I believe that not only are the hairs on my head numbered, but also my days are numbered. And like, there is a time appointed to every man to die. And if this is my time, well, as long as I've done everything I was supposed to do, I'm okay with that. But if not, I'm not going to hide and be afraid of something that might happen. And so like, it made me immediately think of that. And I told my wife, I was like, no, that is not how we're living our life. We are not going to be living in fear. I'm not going to go out inviting danger. I'm not going to be going out like trying to start stuff with people.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to, I think that only happens if we allow it to happen.
One thing I'm very proud of during that time, we did not acquiesce to the fear. We went and ran as a group.
We did.
We did get shamed by a few people yelling at us.
Sure as heck did.
But we still ran.
Dude,
I mean,
I can't-
outlaws.
We're the outlaws.
I haven't told people this, but there were several people that would message me. Like, they would see me post stuff, or
Oh, like from our group, from our community?
not from our group, just for people that were gym members or people that I knew, from runs and different things, that would message me.
And they would
Like, telling
shame
me
you.
how like wrong I was and how I was endangering
You're
people.
killing my grandma.
Yeah.
And way to go, James.
Like, a lot of people. And I always tried to respond in a kind way.
Yes.
I was like, well, I'm just, we're just trying to live, and we're trying to be as healthy as we can. And, we're trying to protect ourselves as well, just in a different manner, So, one thing that stood out to me when Terry was our guest a few weeks ago was he talked about the daily dose. Remember that?
Yes.
Everything, it's something everybody needs. Dopamine,
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
oxytocin,
Yeah.
serotonin, right? And in the endorphins, right? So, that's basically, you get moving, you get in the sun, you get connection with other people. Those are the things that make you and help you stay healthy. And you cannot be an island unto yourself. You can't live in fear. You can't be the type of person that, and I don't mean this, I don't want you to take this as an attack, but like, for us to truly grow, we can't be the type of people that can't be challenged and that are afraid to like speak our heart or speak our opinion out of fear of rejection.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the type of groups that you are in, I would never tell anybody they need to get to stepping. But if you feel like you're in that type of environment, that's not a great environment to be in. You need to go find a different environment.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the kind of community I pray that we're building is the type of community where it is a safe space. It's not a safe space that you can't be challenged, but it's a safe space that no matter what it is and who you are, you're going to be accepted. You're going to be able to be a part of it, even if you don't always agree with how we do things. And we're going to love you, and we're going to encourage you, and we're going to be probably one of the greatest proponents you'll ever have. But we're also not afraid to challenge you and question you and be like, once we get close enough, why are you being stupid? Why? That was dumb. Why'd you do that? What? Huh? Why did you do your long run at 1 o'clock on a Friday?
You got to work your way into that level, guys.
Like,
I'm still going to make fun of you for the world's greatest man cutout.
World's greatest man?
The Dos Equis guy.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
still gonna
okay.
make fun of you for that.
That's a very
Okay,
That's a very fair.
That's
thing.
acceptable.
That's
That's
acceptable.
a
Okay.
fully acceptable story to
Okay,
always
perfect.
use
I was like,
and refer
I'm
back
still
to.
making fun of her.
Yeah.
I know. I just all these
Top security system.
Nice top plate security.
Top security.
I just feel that like we are at a tipping point at
Yeah.
this point, right? And you know, one of the things that when I first, I think I've told you guys this story before, like as far as how BC Fitness came to be, and like the these are like churchy terms, but like the burden that was on my heart, literally. There were nights I couldn't sleep. Like there were nights I would lay in bed thinking about like this thing. Like I didn't have a name. I knew that I was supposed to be doing something, that was this. And like I saw visions of it and like what it could be and like the types of people it could affect and how it could be a bridge or a place for people to come to know God and understand what real love looks like, all through fitness, and then at the same time have a good time and get in shape and get some muscles and maybe even some abs. Like there were nights like in the first week, like I got maybe 2 nights of sleep, not even that much, until I went and talked to our pastor about it and was like sharing what I felt and what I was thinking. And, I talked to my wife about it too. And like, I was waiting for somebody to be like, this is stupid. You should not do this. You have a great job.
Kind of give you an out.
You've got a baby on the way. Yeah. Like I was really looking for someone to tell me like, this isn't the right time.
Yeah.
And that's the exact opposite of what everybody said. Well, and then when we started, it seemed like everything was against us. We started in 2017, and I want to say, that September that's when was it Ike that came through or something, and like half the city got flooded.
Oh, that the flood, yeah.
Right?
Was that not Harvey?
Maybe it was Harvey. Maybe I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
So probably Harvey.
Trying to
So
I think Harvey was.
I think
the
it
flood.
might have been.
yeah,
When
Ike, I think, was the
Houston
wind
went
one, right?
underwater.
And it was really more.
Was that the one where everyone got stuck in a traffic jam?
Yeah,
everyone
yeah,
just-
and nothing actually happened.
Yeah,
except
yes.
the electricity went out. I
Yes.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Harvey was the one where like the city flooded.
Yeah.
And so we were closed for like 2 weeks. I mean, when you've just been open for 2 months, it's not, you can't afford to be closed for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You don't do classes, you don't do anything. Nobody had electricity, nobody had homes, and then 2 years later, the entire world shuts down. And we lost half of our members, and we lost all of our corporate contracts, and like those types of things happen, and you're like, maybe I missed it. This wasn't the right time to start a business, much less a fitness business, because I don't know if you know this or not, but gym memberships are the first thing to go when people don't.
Yeah,
have
they're a
money,
luxury.
right? They
Oh,
are
that's the first
thing to go.
No, it's absolutely. It's not going out. It is gym membership is a
Yeah,
luxury.
I don't need to work out.
Yes.
I can work out in my house, right? That's actually where a lot of our equipment's come from. People who were working out in their house during that time off, and they actually never did work out. Brand new stuff. And so like that was like me thinking about that and looking back now, like the whole point was to build a place where people could find community and they could find a safe space, and they could grow and they could learn, and the elite athlete could get better and then like pour into the new athlete, and the person who didn't even think they were an athlete could come in and become an athlete. And everybody could come in no matter where they were at and get better and get stronger and learn something about themselves, and ultimately hopefully change their mind so that they could change their life. And I see that almost on a daily basis. I get I don't tell you guys all the time. I keep telling these people, please, like, go put that on a Google
review, please,
Go
guys.
put it on a Google
We would
review.
love a Google review.
But I get text messages sometimes.
Why don't you just screenshot them and send them to me? I'll make it work.
Well, I need to just ask them permission if I can use them. But like sometimes I get teary-eyed.
Yeah, you definitely need to send me those.
Like I get some, and they're like, and it's not me. It's really like what we do, like as a team and as a group, whatever, as a community. But like this has changed my life, right? Like this is the real deal. Like you don't, like you can go to other places and you can get stronger, you can feel better, but there's nothing that I've ever experienced. These are words, not my words. Like there's nothing I've ever experienced like this before. And at first I thought it was just like fake. but it's like you people are the exact words were, "You are the real deal."
Aw.
And that was like, I was taken back, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then, through the whole, we've just started the Building the Dream campaign and what have you, and seeing like the people that are giving and like the way they're giving.
It's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very cool. And
Because you put yourself out there.
yeah.
You don't know if you're going to, you know what I mean? It could be, wah, wah, wah. You know what I mean?
Why don't we have showers yet, James? You said we were getting showers. Well,
The showers are just me in the back holding a hose.
yeah.
$5 doesn't go as far as you think it does.
It sure don't. $5 donation you gave was just a bit short.
Just like I said, Laura, just let Lauren know when to start the hose.
I'll get those. It gets real warm back there. We got a bathtub.
We do have a tub.
You know what?
We
You
do have
throw
hot
in
and cold water.
Yes.
You throw in a nice tip, I'll even wash your back for you.
Okay, let's calm down.
Yeah. If you don't mind.
Actually, if you give over $1,000, it comes with a free stretch and restore. So she could we
There
could
you-
switch that to
Back scrubby.
a sponge bath.
There you go.
I do not get it. I will not get in all the crevices.
Oh,
You're gonna have to get
Oh,
those yourself.
man, there we
You
go.
have to get those yourself.
There we go.
You left it wide
So,
open.
Wow.
But
No pun intended.
it's just like I've had
That's
people
what she
like
said.
that have given, and like they'll send a message, or like somebody came and they just brought me like an envelope with cash in it. And when they brought the envelope, I was like in the middle of a class, and so I felt awkward because like people were running outside, and they were like, "Hey, you got a minute?" And I was like, I didn't know what they were here for. And I was like, "Yeah, they're outside until they come back in." And then they gave me the envelope, and they were telling me everything that they appreciated about the gym and about being a part and everything else. And like, I mean, this is a business, and it's a gym. You know what I mean? It's like there's thousands of them all over this city. You know what I mean? But what I believe we're building is something different than that, and, there's relationship in that, and, there's a fine balance of, and that's what I feel like, that's why instead of a trainer, I call myself a coach, and we're coaches, because that's a different level of connection and relationship, I believe, than just being a personal trainer or something like that, So you're involved in these lives, and you're doing life together, and, so to me, it's an extension of ministry. It's an extension of serving people. It's an extension of, what Christ has called us to do. And, it's pretty awesome that even there's somebody gave the other day, and like, I was very surprised, like, and mainly because of the amount, right? Because I mean, I was like, oh, they gave, that'd be awesome, But when I saw the amount, I was like, huh? I was excited, obviously, and I was very happy with it. And I was very, kind of taken back, because we don't see eye to eye on most things, and, we're, two different people, but they believe in what we're doing, and, they like being here, I assume. And,
We don't really know.
They may not like me very much, but they like the rest of y'all. So, but it's little things like that. That is what I believe makes this world a better place.
Yeah, so it's not just about you. They see the overall community. Whether they don't see eye to eye with you on everything, they still see the overall.
And the mission.
The mission.
And the vision. And they can buy into that.
Yeah.
And I think another big part of it is, and some people might understand this, some people may not, but like, I think sometimes people come here and it doesn't make sense to them why they keep coming. Like, yes, we have good training.
Yes.
Yes, we have great people and fun. But I think sometimes people they find an excuse to be here. Like, they find an extra reason to show up, right? Or we do something, they want to be here. And we can say it's community, but I believe in my heart that it's the love of Jesus. It's like that real, like, acceptance, that unconditional love and acceptance that Christ offers, that they're seeing maybe for the first time, and maybe they don't understand it, or they don't really like get it the way I'm presenting it. And because they don't understand it, they just keep coming back and say, hey, I don't know. And these are the literal words I've heard. I don't know what it is, but like, I've heard I've gotten messages like, I don't know what I have people that don't live in this state that are like, I wish I was there. I want a community like that. I'm so jealous. I need to move to Texas. I've had people say those kinds of things, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
The actuality of that thing happening is probably not very high, because they're married, they have kids, You know?
What a testament to like a business and a community you're building. If someone moved here just to be like in the location,
I know.
man, I'd give that person a free membership.
No way.
No.
delete.
No.
If I ran BC Fitness, I'd give you a membership.
Oh, you'd all be. We're just not collect dues this month.
Yeah. Hey, fam. I want to take just a quick break to tell you about something really exciting. Our Build the Dream campaign. This is more than just a fundraiser. It's about creating the future home for our community. Every single dollar goes toward making BC Fitness a place where athletes, families, and friends can come together, train harder, and grow stronger. We've got big dreams, and you can be a part of it. Head over to mybcfit.com to join the campaign, support the mission, and help us keep building champions together. So now that Lauren's done trying to give away memberships for free, if you live out of state only.
Only if you live out of state. Not if you like move down the street.
If you move here, we'll guarantee you a free Running with James patch and a BC Fitness patch.
Oh, for sure.
You'll get the patches.
Definitely. That's it. And we'll even give you your own cubby.
Own cubby.
We'll put your name on. That should be a perk. You get your name
Legacy.
on a cubby.
You get your name on a cubby.
If you move down.
Yeah.
Out of state.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's all you get, though.
That's it.
And some great community and some amazing training. Actually, I was thinking about the other day as like, I happened to, maybe I shouldn't say this.
You should say it.
You just got through telling me
Maybe
that I'm too transparent.
Oh, then don't say it. I didn't know where it was going. I mean, now we're here.
Well, you just get curious. You see other coaches, you see other, groups and stuff, and like how they're training. You're curious, like, okay, what
are y'all doing?
right? And so someone brought me a training plan, and they were like,
Oh, from
asking
someone
me-
else?
Yeah, they were asking me my opinion on it. And as I was looking over it, I was like, "Yep, I wouldn't do this."
You said it just like that?
Pretty much, yeah. I was like, no, actually, I think the way I put it was, I was like, yeah, this isn't a plan I'd put together. And they were asking me questions about it, and I was like, because the first thing usually I try to do when I see a plan is I try to figure out like what's the
point of the plan?
goal?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What was because it could be just one of those things. Maybe like they do have like a rhyme to the reason, right? Type situation, and I just didn't get it. And so I started trying to like figure it out and look at it. And I was looking at it and I was like, okay, I see they're doing this. Okay, they're doing this. And then I was like, but this isn't, no. Oh, what? And so I was like, yeah, I don't know. Good luck, was what I said. And they're like, what do you think I should do? And I wanted to tell them, well, we have 3 and 6 month coaching plans that we could help you with, but I didn't want them to make it seem like I was really just trying to sell them something.
Yeah, like you're trashing it just to
So I was
sell
like,
yourself.
Yeah, I was like, well, I would definitely tell you want to make sure you're doing this, I would probably modify it like this a little bit. And I would do this. This would probably really help you because you specifically, you kind of have these challenges. And so if you try to do this, you're probably going to set yourself up for injury. There may be plenty of people that could do this without a problem. But like you specifically, I think this might be like a recipe for like you not being successful. So that's just my opinion, and years and years and years of training people to PRs, but whatever. And
was this somebody you know pretty well? Based on what you just said about like you kind of seem like I wouldn't do this for you. I'm guessing that's somebody you know pretty well in terms of like their
they
fitness.
come to classes and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think whoever the plan came from, this person there's just not a lot of transparency on maybe challenges they face or things like that? And maybe the person's kind of coming from like, I have no idea. This is what this person's dealing with.
That would be a lot of speculation.
Okay.
It could be they don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
That would be the first speculation I would have. Because there have been times in my life where like I had influence over people and I knew more than they did, but what I knew was not very good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was in better shape.
We weren't necessarily
That was
like
I'm more expert than you are, but by no stretch of the imagination am I an expert.
well, like when you talked about when you first started running, you were
Yes.
kind of telling a few people that you run hard kind of deal until you kind of became
If you
enlightened.
want to be fast, you got to run fast.
Run fast. So yeah, no.
So there's been definitely times in my existence where, maybe I was saying things that I believed to be true that weren't necessarily true. But like we said a moment ago, like I believe things, and when I believe them, I'm confident in why. You know, and so that's always been my shtick is like know what you believe and know why you believe it.
Yeah.
And be able to stand behind it.
Yeah.
You know, have a good argument for it, even if you're wrong. You know, but be able to be teachable.
Yeah.
Be able to learn and grow, and you might, you know, surprise yourself in some pretty amazing ways or surprise other people. So, I tried to encourage them and, you know, wish them all the best. And they were like, well, when can we meet? I was like, well, are you wanting to meet for me to coach you, or are you wanting free advice? And they kind of stopped. I'm like, well, I want you to coach me. I was like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, just go onto the app and you can pick one of the 3-month or 6-month coaching, then message me and we'll set up that first appointment.
I would say, were you like, and let's take this and burn it?
No, I did not say that. I didn't say that. So, I mean, it wasn't like a horrible like training plan in general.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like something, honestly, you would get off of like the internet or Google.
I would say, I wonder if it was maybe just someone, because I feel like you learn a lot as a coach and a trainer, like as you work with more people.
You
If it was
do,
just like a newer trainer who's maybe still kind of getting their sea legs.
Yeah. I mean, I learned a lot when I took my first certification for running. I learned a ton. And like the first 6 months, I just coached myself and learned how to put together plans and using, you know, most of everything I did was straight out of the book. Like, I mean, I was just 100% using the book and seeing how it worked and putting together like workouts and runs and stuff like that. And it helped that I'd already been a coach and done classes and had an understanding of sports physiology. And so I was like kind of morphing things together, you know, and bringing different things into one until I came up with my training philosophy, right? And my 5 golden rules of training or running or what have you. And so like until you kind of establish those things, I think you have to have the opportunity to kind of coach and fail and learn from it and everything else, unless you have, which is why being a part of a community and having a mentor and be able to submit your will and not feel like everybody's trying to run your life, I think is so important, because you can like keep from making a lot of dumb mistakes in the beginning. People are like, oh, you just got to live life and make mistakes. Yeah.
Being a well-behaved coach.
I was going to say being a well-behaved athlete.
Yeah. Or a coach. Be a well-behaved coach. Yeah. So,
Yeah, better coach.
I mean, why reinvent the wheel?
Yeah.
You know, I have friends of mine who, like, they were part of like what we were doing and everything else, and they just didn't like the way it was done. They didn't like they wanted to do this and they wanted to do that, and they're like, I can't be here. I got to go do my own thing. And I would think to myself, I'm like why?
Yeah.
You got to go and reinvent everything and struggle when you could just be here, do it a different way, learn, and get a leg up, and then eventually do your own thing if that's what you really feel like is, you know, what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm just like, I think people get so proud and so like it's got to be my way, or like nobody's going to tell me what to do. But every person I've ever had say those kind of things, they tend to fail in life.
Yeah. You don't listen.
You don't listen. They can't listen. They ain't going to listen. You ain't going to tell me what to do.
I wonder also, I mean, this would definitely apply to like people in fitness, but also like I think on a bigger scale. If you have someone who they really don't want to listen, they've already maybe got someone they're kind of listening to, or they've been told something before and they've kind of stood on that platform and like, well, people don't want to backtrack because they don't want to be embarrassed and they don't want to have to like, I guess, I don't want to say cover for themselves, but they don't want to have to explain why they're changing their minds, or they don't want to have to like, you know, say, oh, I was wrong. You're always better.
You know what that's called?
Letting your ego go.
Pride, yeah.
Pride, yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think that's what a lot of it comes down to is like there's a lot of people out there in fitness specifically in communities where they attach themselves to one thing, whether it's, I like this person's training plan or this particular group or this brand, and then they meet another brand or another group and they're like, oh, I really love how y'all are doing it, but I've already committed and I've been repping this one for so long, and
yeah,
I've put all my eggs in this basket. I got to stick with it.
Yeah, there's a couple people right now that are kind of, I call them, I mean, they're part of the gym. I would definitely call them part of the gym or what have you, but they're like on the peripheral, like because they still go other places. They still kind of like, it's like they have one foot
They're like
in,
nomads.
one foot out, right? And nomads.
They're like gym nomads.
But what's crazy is like they're trying to like morph the two philosophies together.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and say that our training system and our philosophy is the be all end all. Like there's a lot of great ways to train. There's a lot of different philosophies. The reason we use this one is because like we've tested it. There's a lot of science behind it. It works for us.
It's been working really well.
It's been working really well for us and our athletes. And so that's why we do it, right? But we're also open to learning more and bringing in new things. But like most of the places that people are coming from, they literally are, I would say, diametrically opposed to how we train. Would you agree?
There's no, it's crazy how a lot of them aren't doing training blocks.
No.
It's just throwing stuff up against
Showing
the
up
wall.
willy-nilly.
And
Every day is a different day.
It's
Confuse
almost,
the muscle. Muscle
Yeah.
confusion.
I was gonna say it's like you throw out a bunch of like dice or something. You're like, all right, well today we're doing this, and this.
No, I've had a week of reckoning with a lot of athletes.
Week of reckoning.
Yes, I'm going to get on my soapbox.
Yeah.
So I had a meeting. Would back off the mileage a little bit.
Okay.
Wasn't hitting the mileage. Long runs were there, but my knees kind of been. I was like, well, you're not getting your mileage in. We have to back off the mileage.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, well, I've been doing this. But I was like, well, your mileage doesn't justify it. I was like, these, the golden rules we always go by.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just kind of, like safety nets.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one wants to go run faster.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I want to do fartleks. I want to do speed workouts like I see on Instagram. I was like, well, let's try 1 month of doing all your tempo work. let's do that for
Try actually following the plan.
Let's start with that, and then we can move on from there. So it's just kind of been, and these are our steps. I haven't skipped. It's where I started.
Yeah.
Doing it's a progression of everything. Kind of like you said, we progress. There's a certain what's it? Being deliberate. Yeah, being deliberate in our training.
Yes.
Not just willy nilly. It's everything I do during the week is
Grab this
deliberate.
45-pound plate and run around in circles.
Hey, don't be giving out my workout.
Sorry.
So yeah, no, everything we do, their training. Like this week, we started our new training block. It was
Fun.
I think what really brought joy to my heart is when you were telling me that like about some of the training, and then like, so you don't want to slow down when you're supposed to go slow, but then when I tell you, okay, it's time to go hard, like you don't want to go hard.
Yeah,
That's too hard.
But you've said that before. You said usually people that don't want it. You said people that don't want to run slow, as soon as you tell them to go hard, they just.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was talking so I got bamboozled today.
Oof.
I got majorly bamboozled. So I was getting ready to come up here to do my workout. I usually do my workout, and then I'll run again in the evening. And so I was leaving the house. I was literally like, I had the dog in tow, about to jump in the Jeep, and I got a text message, and they were like, hey, do you want to do your long run with me today? And I was like, so you're telling me, I sent a question back. I was like, so you're telling me you want me to go do my long run today, then turn around, in the hottest part of the day, mind you, then turn around and go do my workout, right? And then I'm supposed to like do another run on Saturday morning with because I got to do the long run with the group, right? Because I'm committed to that. And then I immediately followed up, what time do you want to go? Like, I didn't even wait for them to answer. And I was like, you better tell me now, because I did message again because it was like 5 or 6 minutes and I hadn't heard anything. I was like, you better answer me, because if you don't answer me in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to go work out. And it was like the phone rang.
Oh, that was.
So, but yeah, I got bamboozled. So I went and ran my long run today, and we were talking kind of about training techniques, and we were talking about like training plans and stuff. And it was Jessica, and we started talking about like weight ratios, and somebody had mentioned that if they weren't as heavy, they could be faster. Like that person mentioned that, right?
Okay.
And as we were talking, I was like, you know what? I've gotten heavier. You've gotten heavier. I know Larry for a fact has put on some mass, and it's crazy. All of us are faster than we were when we started. So, and she's like, and then she kind of continued on, and she was like, yeah, I find it really funny since I've been training, with you guys, that, I haven't been injured. And for the last year, I've done some really big mileage weeks, And we've gone up and we've gone down and we've gone up and we've gone down. But I've ran more miles in the last year than I've ran probably in the last 2 years before that. And I've gotten PR after PR. I've got a half marathon PR. I've gotten a marathon PR. I got another marathon PR. I got a High Rocks PR, you know. And so it's like very interesting that even at her level, because she was already a good runner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was new to running, but she had a talent for it to an extent, but she was already a good athlete. And so when you have people that are better, usually the margin for improvement is not as good. You bring me somebody that's got like a 5-hour marathon, I'm going to make them look good. Yeah. I get them down to sub 4, and it's like, I took an hour and a half off my marathon time, you know? And it's just like, oh my gosh. But you get somebody that's already like at 3:20, you know, but you know, you're thinking you're not going to get a lot of results, but then you start talking to them, and they're not doing any of the right things, and they're breaking all the rules. Then you start realizing, there's a lot of potential here.
I think a lot of those people you see that are fast and they get the PRs, like I say, low 3 hours. A lot of times you will see, like I said, they'll do a lot of the hard runs and PR'd, and then, you didn't. Where were you last year? I was hurt.
Yep.
It's just it happens.
Yeah.
Just it's you can think you're escaping it for a little while, but eventually it catches up, that injury.
It always does. So, you know, we've all been very fortunate. I feel like, I mean, we've all had some little like issues here and there, you know, but I mean, over the last 8 years, like I think the most I've ever not ran like straight was like maybe 4 days, or definitely I haven't not worked out more than probably a day or two, you know? And so, and I'm probably different than most people, whereas like I consider an injury something that like I'm running and I don't feel comfortable, right? Or I'm running and like something hurts.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to hurt, so I just shut it down so I don't get hurt. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like whereas like some people would try to push it and they could do it, but they shouldn't do it. And so that's what I do is like I don't want to hurt myself, and so I just shut it down. I'm like, okay, I can't do this, or I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. So it's not really an injury as much as it's like I'm trying to protect myself from getting like a real injury.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that for the long run before. I was running with you guys and miscalculated on the way back, and I got to about a mile over whatever it was, 10 miles, and you know, my knees started feeling a little achy, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna walk that last mile.
Yeah.
Just shut it down right there and just walk the rest of the mile. Just before I did something where I did injure myself and was out.
Yeah. And that's all I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do with other athletes is just make sure we're not getting them hurt, right? If 1 or 2 days you take off so that you can like stem from being injured for 2 weeks or a month or whatever, okay, what's wrong with that? Right?
Yeah.
A couple days of chilling is not going to ruin months and months of consistent training, you know? So, you know, I found it kind of interesting. I was talking to one of my athletes, and, you know, we were doing something, and they were talking about how they were worried about doing wall balls, and like we hadn't done wall balls in forever. And I'm like, well, it's only been, you know, 3 weeks, but yeah, whatever.
Forever.
That was us.
Technically,
that was us today.
That was us today.
And
We're like,
technically, you only do one a week, so it's only like you only missed 3 chances of doing, right? And I was like, well, sometimes when you step away from that and you don't do a particular thing, but you do stuff to make you better at that thing, you go back and you do it, and you're like, oh my gosh, why am I so good at these? I haven't done these in a month. And I was like, we've been the whole time, yes, we haven't been doing wall balls, but we've been doing things to work on your mobility and your core strength and your glute strength and your posture. So when we start doing wall balls again, you're going to be surprised. And guess what happened?
Surprise, you killed it.
They were surprised. They went and did it, and they looked better than they've ever done, did the most unbroken reps. So, you know, the way we do things, the way it's very deliberate, like you said, you know, it's very considerate, I think, of all things, instead of just like, I'm not just worried about just today.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I'm trying not to worry at all. Right. But I'm not just concerned about today. I'm concerned about next month, 6 months from now, a year from now. Like, how do we create longevity and consistency? Because ultimately that's really where, in all of life, in everything you do, that is the thing that is going to make you the most effective and the most successful in life. Being consistent, longevity, persevering, and being disciplined. And if you can do those things in your life, and you can be fortunate enough to do it with other people that are, you know, pretty awesome, like, you're going to probably have a pretty successful and pretty good life.
Yeah.
Facts.
No, we were, kind of joking. We hadn't done wall balls or sleds in about a month. So they're training for
one training block is we were doing deck up.
Yeah, I was like, just one training block. And I was
Yeah.
like, but we can't, you obviously cross-training,
Yeah.
doing box step overs, doing other things. And I was like, it's not like we've been in a hospital bed for a month. You know what I mean? And I felt good today. Pushing the
around a wheelchair.
Yeah, I know. We just learning to walk again. But I felt strong today, pulling the sleds. It's been a while since I pulled, and it really didn't feel that bad.
Yeah.
So
No, wasn't too bad.
the, burpee lunges were bad, but just
Those are new, though.
Those are new.
Yeah.
But everything
Hey,
else.
I keep trying to tell you guys, stop. They got to pay for this stuff. Stop giving away the secrets.
I don't put the workouts on there.
Yeah, but you're throwing out terms, and people are going to try to figure what they are. They'll be like, oh, is that the secret sauce? Yes, it is the secret sauce.
Well, do they know wall walk, wall
Nope.
balls?
Hey.
No, I'm just saying.
Hey, I know. I saw her post an image today, literally written down with numbers and everything.
It was. I'm sorry. I did post the finisher,
with numbers.
Oh, wow.
And I almost commented.
and I
was
called
like,
it
no.
bull crap.
I was like, I almost commented. And
I didn't post that.
I don't want
so-
to do it. I'll just address it later on. We'll just bring it up a little bit.
My bad.
But-
Sorry, y'all weren't supposed to see that, guys. I won't be able to do it anymore. If I want these workouts, I got to keep it on the lockdown.
Yeah, that's my coach. You need to talk to your
Yeah,
coach.
you're stealing his workouts. That's another conversation we need to have. And that's what brings it full circle.
Full circle.
Earlier when we first started, I asked you. What did I ask you?
We've talked about so many things since then.
She's panicking.
Oh, are
I didn't
you
know.
too open? Are
Am
you
I
too
too
honest?
transparent?
That's the word.
I got a message from someone after our podcast last week.
Oh, God.
And they asked me a very specific question.
Oh, God.
Or not they made a statement of sorts, and I thought I answered it very well.
Was it about me?
And so the question
Did I do something wrong?
The reason I presented that question to you was because I wanted to share that with you, but by me sharing that with you, would it be too transparent? And would I be giving you too much information? And could you handle it? And apparently you can't.
Wait, is it about me? Did I do something wrong?
I don't want to be transparent and make you feel uncomfortable.
So I'm just going to assume I did something wrong. Oh, no. Guys.
She won't sleep for a week.
I won't
Hey.
sleep for a week.
I try to be transparent and share. That's what I do. But if you don't want that, I understand, and I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable.
Oh, my gosh. What'd I do?
You didn't do anything.
I'm starting to feel like I did, though.
She's going to hyperventilate.
I
You better
am.
tell
I'm
her.
like
Just
freaking
tell
out.
her. Y'all, just
I'm
tell her.
internally freaking out. Did I do something bad? Is it bad or good?
I guarantee
Neither. It's not bad or good.
Oh.
It's just a statement. Go
when
ahead.
you came in, like you didn't work out, you changed your schedule a little bit. Obviously, you went long run.
Yep.
I'm sure through her
She
head, you
automatically
were
assumed
dead
I
in a
was dead.
ditch.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was in a ditch. I thought maybe he had a car problem. But it is weird when I get here like so much before him. It's just off.
When did you get here?
At 3. I technically got
I
here.
was here at like 3:05.
No, you were there at 3:10.
No, you were here a little bit earlier.
Well, it's technically 2:58, but then I walked over to the food trucks and got a drink. And so
Oh,
by the time I got in, I picked up your cup thing that was on the floor.
I literally pulled into the parking lot at 3:05.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Were you going to check your text message?
I'm not going to do it.
I didn't get the
I'm-
text message until I was in the building.
I'm pretty sure you were in before 3.
I might have been.
Yeah, because you were. I was like, oh, she's early.
Yeah, I was trying. I had
No,
to
you
do
were-
it again. I had to make good decisions.
This is what I think is hilarious.
I was just trying to be a good friend.
And I just think it's hilarious because, like, you show up. What time should we be there, Coach? We got the technique clinic. Should we be there at 8:30? Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, 8 works. Okay.
No, you said 8:30, but okay.
No, I didn't. You said 8, and I said okay.
Okay.
I told everybody else to be there at 8:30.
Oh, you're right. You did. That's
So-
right.
What time did you get there?
I don't even remember. Oh, you're asking me something that was like 3 weeks ago. I don't remember.
This chick showed up like at 9 when the clinic started. She asked me if we should be there at 8. I said
Did I?
yes. Yes. I left before you. I left early because we were running, and you showed up to the run. And I was like, yeah, I got to leave
Because I was finishing with one of the girls.
to go run.
You're
I got
right.
to leave so I can make sure I can get it to the clinic in time.
Mhm. And she
so
had to
when
bring
I
me
left,
coffee.
y'all were still running.
Yeah. No, he's right. And I had to have her bring me a coffee because I was like, I can't be any more late than I am.
But from someone who said they were going to be somewhere at 8, showed up 45 minutes to an hour after when she said she was going to be here.
But when I text
To
you,
be so like,
it wasn't coming from a place of pettiness. It was coming from a place of this is just a little off brand. I just want to make sure he's okay.
and I appreciate
that is simply me always being worried people are dead in a ditch.
Sure, I understand.
Blame my mother.
Well, I usually would message as well and say, hey, I'm running late if I am running late, and I didn't message. But I was thinking, we usually start at 3:30, so it was 3:05, and I'm going to be there in like I'm pulling in now, so it'll be okay.
I did also offer to go sit in my car, and I was going to walk in behind you just so the universe didn't implode.
I did say it was a little weird.
I know. But hey.
See what you did? You put it in my head, too. You enabled me.
I was laying down on the floor. You'll be here eventually.
Oh, man. Well, we'll try to make sure all things are right in the world next week. I'll be back.
No, I'm still going to be early.
Normal schedule. I mean, I'll be here already.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a very rare thing. There was no way I could go do that run and come straight. I had to go home and shower and eat lunch.
You'd have been gross.
And all that stuff. So there was no way I could make it here. And if I would have done that again, if I had known in advance, I would have done it earlier in the morning so I could have been here by like 10. So
and not be in the heat.
Yeah. So that would have been the plan.
It was 20 miles, you said?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, girl, you are stronger than I am. And
did you say her heart rate was like super chill?
In the beginning portion. It wasn't at the end. 'Cause she had to do 8 miles of
race pace?
marathon pace. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like,
that?
Yeah, what pace is that for her?
I was like beast mode, like 7:05. So it's pretty good. 3:05 is a goal.
Nice.
3:05. So
She's
gonna
got this.
She's gonna hit that.
She's got
That's
this.
not. Please
Crush it.
Please. The challenge is this chick going out and thinking, maybe I can do sub 3.
Getting that.
And getting like
Feeling a little antsy.
The last time she got her last marathon PR, the goal was 3:10, I think, or 3:12, and she ended up doing 3:08. But the weather was perfect. She was feeling her Wheaties. She actually ran the first half of it with someone and then broke their will. So I think that was like another boost because they started
Fed on the will.
Falling apart.
fell apart and they couldn't keep up with her. And so, that just automatically.
She-Rock came out.
She loves that, right? That's just like, she's like, power boost, turbo, right? So,
Taking souls.
Yeah. So if she could get something like that, then I wouldn't put it past her. So, but I would just pray that she would start at the plan and then maybe do that at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I did message her the other week, and she put her yearly run total.
Yeah.
I was like, slacker, why don't you make it an even
I
40
know.
miles?
That probably
39.9. Oh, it killed her.
Yeah. Yeah, she was telling me that she was talking to Larry, and Larry was talking about he always does like a little bit more because it's 26.2, so it's not just flat. And so she was only supposed to do 18.5, I think, or something like that, or whatever the number was. It was a half on it. And she's like, I'm not going to do that because my brain doesn't work that way. I was like, but you just had a conversation. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, but you know what? If you're supposed to do 19.5 and you just added a little bit, well, that'd be 19.25. So then you're too close to 20, so you might as well just do 20.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Glad you saw the math her way.
Yeah. So funny. People are funny. People are so funny. I had a lady call me the other day. I gave her a workout, and she sent me a message like she was like a little bit of afraid of the workout. And I was like, it's going to be okay. You'll be fine. And like, I could sense literal fear in the text message. So I just called her. I just picked up the phone and called her.
Talked her off a ledge.
And she didn't answer the phone. And then she messaged me back. She's like, I wanted to answer the phone so bad. But I was like, I think she was at work and she was in a meeting or something. So she's like, but I can talk to you later. So I called her late, or she called me or whatever, later in the day, in the evening. And we talked a little bit. So I think she felt better. But I've had to do that to people sometimes. Just talk them off a ledge. Because they're like, you want me to do what? Like, hey, man, remember? It's 80-20. 80% easy, 20% hard. Not 20% that's like, I got this. You need to be a little concerned for life and limb.
Yes.
Right?
That's the hard.
That's the hard, right? And then when you do it, you're like, oh.
There's a video circulating me today online.
Yeah?
Of me yelling at class.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was
you yelling at one of your members.
Yes, me literally yelling of, you say it's too easy to run slow, but here at the hard, it's too hard. It's just brings a tear to your eye.
I love it, man. I need to find this video so I can repost it. And put it on I'm gonna put it as a reel today. Like, you know how they have the videos playing and you got the picture of the guy watching the video.
Yes,
that's
me.
That's what I need. And be like,
what do you call it? Like a stitch?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I need.
Yes,
I have to remix one of that.
Yeah, little green screen background.
They probably a longer portion of it too. She probably has a lot of good stuff on there.
I'm not taking a look for it.
Just do a montage of all you like yelling in the background and her like dying.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, man. Well, you guys did good at DECA this weekend. Did you have a good time?
We did. We deca'd.
Yeah.
We
Did
deca'd
good.
the
Did
deca.
great. Followed the plan of all out.
Yeah,
All gas. Was a little bit short. I was kind of shooting for like 40, sub 40, and got 41.40.
That's pretty
So
close.
I think
Especially for, I feel like you told me something about 50 when we talked or something like that.
I think it was like 45 or something
Okay,
below. But if I want to be in the running, definitely sub 40. So everything, the only thing that kind of held me back is I very weirdly got like a little side stitch.
Really?
So that was what kind of, my runs were about. It literally 10 runs, 10 seconds a run. That's the 40-minute right there.
Yeah.
It's literally
That's
exactly that. But the good thing was I learned to manage running with a little stitch. So I know now if I back off just a little bit, I can deal with the pain.
Yeah.
And then just kind of during the workouts, it would kind of go away. And when I went to running and pushing, I could still push, a pretty good pace. I think I was like at 7-minute pace pushing those runs. But with a side stitch, it was holding me back, but I didn't quit kind of deal. So that was a good kind of learning lesson. And then just like I said, it was all nothing conserved. Like on the rower, I did like 154, which is a lot faster than I would if I was trying to, be conservative. And on the skier, I was like right about 2 minutes on my pacing. So I was definitely, all gas. So the only thing I fell a little bit short of, like on the assault bike, my goal was to keep 60 RPM. That was just, and I fell down to like 56, 57 at the end. So those were small kind of, tweaks where I felt I could have pushed a little bit harder.
Nice.
But had fun.
So PR.
Yeah. PR. First time doing
We're
it. So
able
PR.
to push it
Yeah.
and exceed what your original goal was. So
Yeah. It was a lot. Like to see where the fitness was at. So happy with the progress and, 2.5 months to High Rocks.
nice.
So
Madame Loren.
Hey. What?
Why are you looking
I
at-
also deca'd the deca,
Okay.
and I was there.
Oh my God.
It was fine. It was a fun time. It was fun. I was out in the arena with like 8 of our girls. Like there was a lot of us. I think it was like 8 ladies.
Yeah. Were they
out
well
there.
behaved?
They were. They were well behaved. I was smacking butts left and right.
it was cool. I had like 7 athletes out there. But it was kind of hectic because the runs were so short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all the
chasing
stations,
them all.
I did like how it's, in High Rocks, you have to run in the rock zone.
And you have to figure out where you're going.
But here, each time you come in, you almost like you're going into the door
Straight
of
in.
the station.
And it just shifts, like kind of like a clock.
And you just kind of run a little bit less each time, or you just do a full lap, and then the next station will be right next to it, like a counterclockwise.
Yeah.
You're kind of going through the arena. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
that was very cool. And as a spectator, you could just literally just be right there and go to each station and see it
Follow the
clearly.
circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So having that shorter distance really helps with the
Yeah.
being able to
Yeah. Go right to
Yeah.
like line it up differently.
Yeah. And I mean, and the stations are all really small because of the type of movements they're doing. It's not like you're using like massive lanes. Everything's rep based, not necessarily except for the tank. Nothing's like really meters based in terms of like burpees or anything. You're
Yeah.
not having to travel. So yeah, as a spectator, it's really easy to watch. But it was fun. I went out. I started off feeling really good. I told myself I was going to be conservative at the beginning, and then once I got to a certain point, pick it up. I thought, and I guess I wasn't paying as much attention to my data as I probably should have been. I felt like I was cruising. Like I felt really good. I was passing people left and right. And then I got done, and I was actually 3 minutes slower than what I did last year or 2 years ago. So that was a surprise. I went back and looked at my data for the stations, and it was just kind of like I went thought about how I felt. I was not pushing myself nearly hard enough on the runs because my last run was considerably faster. It was actually probably closer to a pace that I should have been running the whole time, and I felt totally fine. Like I didn't feel like super gassed on that run. So I think I just didn't execute my plan correctly.
Well, I mean, if I remember correctly, didn't you say you were going to you just wanted to feel good?
Well, I did want a PR. PR was like if I could PR, that'd be
Did
great.
you figure out what that pace needed to be able to PR?
Yeah. If I had run what I said I wanted to run, I could have PR'd.
So why didn't you run what you said you wanted?
Like I said, I don't know. I just don't think I was paying as close enough attention to my data. I would like run a lap. I would check my time, and I'd be where I need to be. And I guess somewhere on the second lap, I don't know if I slowed down. Maybe I was goofing around too much, saying hi to the girls. being out there with them. I have no idea.
Did you have fun?
I had a good time. Yeah, it was fun. I was like a full minute slower on the bike than I normally am.
The
That-
bike?
Mm-hmm. The
You mean
assault bike.
Assault bike?
Mm-hmm. Because I realized I never
A minute slower?
like almost a minute slower. I think.
How many wasn't it like 25 calories or 20 calories or something?
Yeah, no, I was like, he sent me a video, and I was like, what in the world am I doing on here knitting a
How long
sweater?
did it take you to do 25 calories? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. I think under right about 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah, mine was like 2:45.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, or 2:49 maybe. It was slow because I get on the machine and I just realized like, oh, I don't know what my RPM should be. I'm used to looking at my speed, and the machine's different, so like the speed reads different.
Gotcha.
So
Just let everyone know the old dog got the fastest time here.
You
The
did.
Yeah, the
You
old
did get the fastest
man, all the
time.
bees just had to make sure they all know.
Everyone knows.
The old line, little gray haired and all, was still out there running.
yes,
They were kind of capping on you a little bit Tuesday
Were they?
because you weren't there.
Oh, well, it happens.
Yeah, they were like, oh, I was surprised not that Coach Carlos didn't show up today. I was like, well, I mean, I think he did do DECA, and I think he did some kind of like hill tree beats or something this morning. So I mean, I don't know.
I was with my dogs.
Yeah. So I'm just passing along the information.
Let them
beef.
know.
I'm just letting you know. So,
right.
so I had to hold it down for you. Lana tried to break me though.
No,
Oh, did Lana go on Tuesday?
She did. Yeah.
Nice.
So she ran with me the whole time, and then that 400 meter, they took off like nut jobs, just sprinting. I was like, this is what I was like, you do what you want to do. I'm gonna run the pace I'm set to run,
Yes.
right? So, and then somewhere around like the 200 meter mark, I was like, all right, I can speed up a little bit more. And then Lana, man, she was gone, and so I started creeping. I was trying to like be like a ninja. I was trying to sneak up on her so she couldn't hear me, so she wouldn't speed up again. Because if she sped up again, I wasn't catching her.
Yeah.
So right as we came around the corner, I was like, go, 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 go. And then like as she came to the line, I was just like, hey. And I passed right by her. She kind of looked and smiled at me. I was like, you were that close. You almost got me. So, but it was nice, man, because the weather was
Oh, it was nice.
cooler.
Yeah.
So it was nice. So, dude, it was packed out there.
Was it?
Oh,
now that
when
now
we
that's
first
gonna
got
start getting
there,
nice.
ooh, there were so many people out there. So
Like on the whole area or just the track?
on the track.
Oh, the track was.
Yeah, it was
oh.
just packed. By the time we got through with the little warm up and the jog, the 2 mile run and stuff, it had kind of thinned out, but there were a lot of people out there. And I think
Was there another run club, or like was it just individual?
it was just nice.
Yeah.
So this time of year, it's going to get busier and
Yeah.
busier. But then, end of October, it'll be a ghost town out there. It'll be fine. First cold day, especially when the time changes and it's dark.
They won't
Yeah,
be out
no
there.
people-
There
don't
won't
go
be
out.
out there, right? So it'll be thin. So, but all right, guys. I feel like I know this is supposed to be like a Patreon, but I feel like this is going to be the episode.
This is it?
I think so. If y'all are okay with it, I feel like
I mean, we've been here a very long
I feel like
time.
it's a tone for where we're at. Like I know it's not necessarily like I don't know. Sometimes
you-
I think it's just necessary for us to kind of share our heart
Yeah.
and where we're
Fair
at.
enough.
We're normal people, kind of.
Kind of.
kind of.
I mean, we're people.
People are people.
We're people.
Define normal.
Normal is construct.
We're extraordinary people.
Yeah.
You see the ordinary and the extra.
Yes.
Yes. So, so that's 2 weeks in a row, guys, where we've been a little off. I don't want to say off our game, but a little different. Like last week, people were like, "It was only 35 minutes."
Yes.
They were like, "What the heck?" We were on our way out of town, and they're like, "Y'all just stopped the podcast."
Yeah.
They were on a 2-hour drive, and they expected to have most of it running with James.
This is the week to drive far.
Yeah, this is the far
yeah,
drive
you
week.
can go to Austin now.
Yeah, we got you now. So
Maybe Dallas even.
Let me just give a quick shout out to
Yeah.
one of our clients that one of our members, BC Michelle.
Yeah.
She did her first race, and if you guys don't remember, when she first came in, she could not even do like a single lunge.
Yeah.
Like going down to the ground. Like,
Yeah.
Had to work with her, kind of just getting range of motion, getting strength, and she did I was a little concerned when the reverse lunges. Mm-hmm. I was like, I saw a lady, and they were letting her just go like half reps.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, okay. But I was like, in case she can't do it, because we were kind of, weren't sure. But then her judge made her go all the way down,
Really?
and she did every one. I mean, she kind of did like all first feel on the left, and then switched it all, and every one the knee touched, and she cried at the end because she was just so happy.
Yeah.
She wasn't sure if she could do it, and
That's awesome.
she did the whole thing. She kept a nice steady pace.
Michelle did
and-
great out there.
Yeah,
and
no,
she had a
it's-
smile on the whole time.
I think she was just loving it. So, big shout out to her for, not
100%.
a lot of times people are fearful of just stepping to the line. of just like I'm
Absolutely.
going to embarrass myself or whatever. So it's for someone to do their first competition and be a DECA fit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, do a full, you know, DECA workout with a 5K. That's a pretty, you know, awesome
Yeah, she did great.
accomplishment. So I just wanted to give her a big shout out.
And the sisters did really well as well.
Oh yeah,
too.
no, they
You
were.
two, you two sisters out there. They did great. They had smiles on.
Oh, everyone like loved it. They were,
Yeah.
you know, everyone said, you know, we were prepared. They had fun, and you know, they'll be here Friday. So they're gonna keep training.
Well, I mean, as a coach, man, you're learning that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the exciting part about race day. It's
Yeah.
the stressful and it's like it's a double-edged sword.
Yes,
You're freaking out just a little bit because you're like, I don't think this actually works. Like, praise God, let this work, you know. And then on the other side, you're like, when you see all the PRs, and you see the improvements, you see the looks of like accomplishment, then this worth.
well, the pressure was on. Like, literally when everyone went,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I went, for some reason, I guess they had a screw up. It was only me and one other guy running out there.
Really?
It was like a F1 speed trial.
So the waves are only like 4 people, and they send them every 2 minutes.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
But when I went out there, I was like, okay. So I was watching everyone, and I was like, my clock, my time was at 1, and so I was like, I better start. I was, you know, watching all them, filming, having a good time. And I looked, I was like, I better go warm up. So I go to warm up, and I go to the area, and I look at the start, and there's no one there. I was like, it's 1 o'clock. And
did you mess something up?
yeah, so I go over there, and Yancey, the guy for DECA, was like, all right, all the elites, come on over here. We'll have our meeting. And they're like, are you elite? I was like, no, I go at age group at 1. And all of a sudden, they have this look of panic. The starting guy's like, here, come here. He's like, all right, you got 7 minutes before the elites go. I don't think they'll catch you, but good luck. And they literally did a quick, all right.
Basically, they forgot about y'all.
Yes, or I don't know why they sold us this 1 o'clock. I don't know if they started selling the 1 o'clock slot or
And
And
they
it
just
just ended
didn't
up
know it or
filling up.
something. Or
yeah, because then so it's literally just me and one other guy. All of a sudden they're like, all right, and go. And
Yeah.
so it was just an empty. Like a couple of the stations I went, the photographer was counting for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of a
It has its
you
moments.
can't see my face right now, but
yeah.
It has its
So that
moments.
was kind of weird, but I guess it was anti-high rocks of not a full track. There was no on the left. It was just me out there running
Go.
kind of
Yeah.
deal. So it was fun though.
that's awesome. That's so awesome. I love.
You didn't get to be out there. You weren't out there running when they did the family walk, did you? Were they still out there doing the family walk when you went?
They were just finishing up because I remember there was like family and kids
I almost took out a child.
coming. So that
No, and knowing you,
I would have.
You were trying. You probably were trying.
No,
You
I would
didn't
not-
avoid the child.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't go for the child. But if your kid's gonna go in my and like if you're not watching your kid, so one, I don't know why they.
First of all, you've already established that you only break for old people and animals. You were
No,
very
I said
specific.
kids.
No, you
no,
were
I
very
don't break
specific
for
that
old
you would-
people. I break for kids
That
and
you would
animals.
run over children.
I thought it was just animals.
No,
You'd run over
I'm
kids
pretty sure
and
if
old
we go back,
people.
it was
No,
kids and
she
animals.
said something. She said that like if she had to choose, she would not run over the old person. And I was
No,
like,
I
because
said-
my whole point was that like the old person, at least they've had a life. They
No, I said I would run over the old person because they have had a life. I'm 99% sure that's.
Did
what
she
I
say
said.
she has run over an old person?
I will not. No.
She doesn't want to incriminate herself.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Let's delete.
I mean,
that.
we are the number 3 High Rocks podcast
Yeah.
in the world. There's no telling who's listening to
Yeah.
it.
That's true. A DA somewhere.
But they had like this family walk. I still don't know what the point of the family walk is, but they do a family walk and they did it in the middle of the competition while heats were going. They're like, we're just going to all stay, and it's not a huge, it's not a very wide
Yeah.
run track. Like, we're just going to all stay to the right. And it's literally like toddlers, kids, families walking. And I didn't know they had started it because I'm like in my own space. And all of a sudden I come down that corner and a kid like kind of veers into me and I just like jump over to the side. I'm
Well,
like,
at least you jumped over the side.
I did. I was
That's
like,
growth.
I know.
That's growth right there.
Look, if it had
I'm
been,
proud of you.
Here's the deal. It was because it was DECA. If it had been High Rocks, I'd have taken that kid
Oh
out.
my gosh!
That kid, Timmy, little Timmy, going down.
And then your hip would have been displaced. The race would have been
It
over.
was a small enough kid. I think I would have been fine.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Jeez
I do love
Louise.
children. I swear, as long as they don't get in my way. I
Something
love
like-
kids.
Something that get in my way while I'm running or driving. They are
Or
lovable.
driving.
Yes, it's
Oh man, that's
I love kids.
Well, anyway, this has been a long one. This may be one of our longest podcasts
This is-
ever.
Long.
This,
check the record books.
yeah, this thing's almost 2 hours long.
Yeah, it's
Seriously.
very long.
Like if anybody's listening to this in one shot, you
Good for
are
you.
you are amazing.
If you're doing Jessica's long run,
Yeah, if you're still listening to this, You're a real one, and I appreciate you. You're probably in the UK or Germany somewhere. This is where our bigger supporters are. So thank you. Das Germany, we love you. So, but I did want to, before we go, I did want to give a shout out. So many of you guys know we're doing our Building the Dream campaign, and that's just really to help take us to that next level here at the gym. So we're trying to add a few amenities, some key fob access, updated bathrooms, and some new cool equipment and more space in the gym, just so we can really enhance the experience for all of our amazing members. And so we're doing this campaign where people can invest in BC. And so I have to give out a big shout out to two very specific people. So at our vision, so there's different levels you can give at, and each level, there's different kind of rewards and kind of thank yous that we give out. One of them is our vision partner giving level, and that and above, we always have to give a shout out on the podcast. And so I have to give two big shout outs because these two individuals gave at the vision partner level. And one of them is one of our oldest members. And when I say oldest, I mean she's been with us since the beginning, literally from the beginning. She's raced with us for years. She's become an amazing athlete over the years as well. She is probably one of the most determined people I've ever met in my life. So there's been a lot of growth there. So I want to give a big shout out to Joyce. So she's definitely an amazing vision partner. We appreciate her and all she does for the community. And then another young lady who has come in, and I feel like in the beginning, it was like she's like a lot of these other people. She had a little, one toe in, then it was like a foot.
Okay.
Then a leg. So she wanted to be a part, but she didn't know she wanted to be a part. We did all this workout and heavy lifting stuff too, and she was like a runner. She just wanted to run halves and full marathons, right? And then, we basically whittled her down, right? She was never a member. She would just show up for the free workouts. She'd only buy stuff whenever it was like Black Friday. She would do her run coaching, but only when I was doing the 75% discount on Black Friday. That's how she is. And I appreciate her, and I love her savviness. That's what we're going to call it, savviness. But she's a huge part of what we do. She's my partner, my High Rocks doubles partner, and future world champion, and that's Jessica. She also gave at the vision partner level. So both you guys are awesome, and I appreciate your faith and your belief in us and how you're supporting the crew. And it's people like you guys of why BC Fitness is so amazing.
They're both big inspirations out there in the track.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Both,
so many people tell me about, man, I want to be like Joyce, or I want to be like Jessica, whatever.
Yeah,
so they're two ladies that are very strong, and they're very impactful in our community. So I thank you guys for what you do. Thank you for believing in the dream. Thank you for supporting it. So there's still opportunities, guys. We're going to be doing this for a few more weeks. So whatever level you can give at, if you can afford to give. If not, that's fine. Just share what we're doing, and if you have ideas, if you're a contractor and you want to give us, you want to put the bathrooms in for free, any of that stuff is acceptable, and we would appreciate it. So because we are doing something that I think is bigger than just fitness. We're building a community, and we really do believe in what it is that we, pardon the language, preach. We live it, and like I say it all the time, I would do this for free if I could, and because I think there's nothing more important than leaving this place better than the way you found it. So thank you guys for all your support. Thank you for listening. If you're not a subscriber to the show, go to the YouTube channel, check that out, and videos and shoe reviews, and you can also catch the podcast on there. If you have the ability to be a Patreon member, you can definitely support by going to patreon.com, and you can become a member and get extra content. A lot of what we talked about today is usually kind of how our Patreon goes. It's just some random bull. Yeah. Sometimes it's funny. Most of the time it's funny. Most of the time Lauren doesn't talk a lot.
This was the most.
I was proud of you.
Yeah, I was like,
especially what we talked about. You engaged. That's right there.
It's growth.
I just bailed. We just
she's exhausted.
Tired, guys.
The workout and then talking
I
about
need to
her.
take a nap. I was vulnerable.
She needs a foot massage or something.
I need to get a therapy session.
Yeah. Well, at that vision level, partner level, you can get a
therapy session,
a recovery stretches session, right? So, and I'm sure Coach Carlos would be more than happy to let you just open up your heart. So, yeah. but yeah, so thanks guys for being a part of this and helping it grow, and a lot of cool things coming up. We've got a sim coming up, a High Rock sim coming up in October here at the gym. We'll be out TRE here in December again, so that'll be exciting. We got High Rocks coming up in November.
A lot coming up.
So a lot of cool things going on. Our High Rocks Run Club still going strong.
Carlos's birthday.
Carlos's birthday run
Yeah,
coming
that's
up in
right.
October. So a lot of awesome things going on. Big shout out to Courtney. Today is your birthday.
Actually, technically yesterday.
Yesterday was your birthday.
Today, but
When you hear this, it will have been yesterday.
Yeah, I'm just.
But I'm going to tell you right now, she's definitely one of the types of ladies. She celebrates all month long.
Oh, yeah.
It's the month of Courtney.
I'm with Courtney. When are you gonna let me into the Soul Sisters?
Oh.
I've asked.
And she won't let you in?
You're not a sister.
It's
I don't think
soul.
it's a color thing. I think
No,
it's about the soul. He doesn't
I
have
thought
much
it meant.
soul.
I was saying
Maybe if you
ladies.
moved your hips a little more during class,
But
when the songs come on.
I gotta keep them locked
You can't though.
from the run drills.
But
look what happened to
understand.
Bitchot the Mic. They just don't stay locked anymore.
But see, I feel like I'm a good example because like I've learned how to lock them down when necessary and then let them loose as well. Because I can stop, drop, and lock it.
okay.
Is that how it goes? Or stop, pop, and lock it?
Pop, lock, and drop it. Drop, lock, and pop it. Pop, lock, and drop it.
Yeah.
Pop, lock, and drop it.
Guess you're coming
Anyway, happy birthday, Courtney. We love you. You're amazing. And Courtney has been working this entire year. So we do a thing every year. It's called the Member of the Year. So we usually have like Rookie of the Year, Member of the Year. Every now and then we'll do something funny like tongue-in-cheek Assistant Coach of the Year or whatever, just to make people happy sometimes, just to give them a card or something. But BC Member of the Year always happens. And last year, I heard her words were, I'm getting that next year.
Working your way there.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
For me and Jessica, since we were both co-members of the year.
Yes, this is true.
So are we in the running as well? Or
Oh, yeah, you could still.
Or
Yeah,
am I
there's
at-
none of this bull where you can defend your throne.
okay.
But I'm going to be honest with you. It's always tough every year.
this
to pick
campaign's
somebody.
going to start determining a lot of things.
It's always been tough every year because we have so many amazing people that do a lot and grow, and there's so much that goes into it. But I just feel like you have to start in January.
No,
but
she's always reposting BC stuff.
She
She is.
determined
She does a
that this
great
year was going to
job.
be her
Yeah,
year.
I mean,
But we have started to build the dream campaign,
I would
and
say-
I can be bought.
I mean, a BC
We're
Member
not
of the
a-
Year could
I'm
be
not-
a legacy
I'm not-
donor.
I'm not above being bribed
that's what I tell my members all the time.
all the
You
time.
want to be my favorite?
Yep.
Gift.
You turn the little thing around and say, feel
Tip.
free to fill out that tip thing.
Yeah, that's tip.
So anyway, thank you guys for all that you do. Thanks for being a part. And come back next week, and we promise it won't be 2 hours long.
I can't.
Guarantee. But it also won't be 35. We'll just go back to normal. We'll actually have a topic. We're actually going to be getting into actual fitness and running stuff. It's going to be amazing. It's going to blow your mind.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So remember, as always, when you change your mind,
You
Change
change
your
your
life.
life.
peace out.
Bye.